Kim, actually slide over just a little bit, or you, just like do your body.
You
No, don't move.
slide?
Don't fully move. Just lean, so I can see. Okay, yeah, I'm in that bitch. All right. Cool.
Yeah. What's good?
So
3.
it's the Heaven on Earth Society
Heaven
podcast.
on Earth. You know what I'm saying?
Here we talk about hip hop culture, and how that intersects with our relationships. You know.
Yeah. Facts.
So shit, man. Let's. Last time we didn't put enough emphasis on the hip hop aspect of it. So let's get tapped in. We had the JOEYbadass, RAYvaughn.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
The battle.
Okay.
We haven't had a battle in a while. We haven't had a battle in a while.
So is this something different than the Drake Kendrick thing? Is this a different thing, or is it the same category?
I think it's same category in terms of
like was the Drake and Kendrick thing a battle, and is this a battle too, or was the Drake and Kendrick thing a movie, and this is just a battle? Because that was a movie.
They're both battles. That was a bigger battle. That was probably the biggest battle we've seen ever
in history.
But this is a battle nonetheless.
And in some sense, I even heard it in your tone. Because of that battle, this battle was a bit overshadowed. It came across as not enough evidence, not enough
star power,
not enough smoke. It wasn't enough smoke, bro.
Not smoke. It was purely rap. Well, I mean, that's totally fine. I mean,
not with me. Really? Not with me, bro.
Okay.
I want my battle to have like an element of somebody might get hurt. Somebody might.
I respect that. I like that too. And it's more entertaining for sure. But it's just hip hop. We gotta, still appreciate. This is one of the core elements.
Day 3 of the Drake Kendrick, somebody was getting shot outside the embassy. Like,
yeah.
People was losing lives. Like, well, great by the grace of God. People were losing blood.
There were threats that were made.
Blood was shed. Okay, so this was different than that. This was really a rap battle, situation.
Purely rap.
Okay.
Which, I mean, to be honest, Jay-Z and Nas was just a rap battle. They ain't have nobody got beat up. Nobody got stabbed. Nobody got shot.
Shorty got busted down by the baby seat, bro. Come on.
Yeah, but...
somebody could have got shot behind. Like, come on,
bro.
But
the thing is, we never heard, or at least we never heard of Jay and Nas spilling over into the streets. Like, now, Rockefeller in D Block, that could have been a real situation where it was like Philly and New York.
Yeah.
That was, you know what I mean? Contentious, right?
Yeah.
Contentious. But, yeah, you feel me? Like, that was just a rap battle.
And so...
but it was a vicious battle.
I would see... this is more like J. Cole versus Diggy Simmons. This is like where this rap battle will fall into.
What the hell is wrong with you? That was not a battle.
J. Cole even pieced it up with Diggy.
I
don't even want to...
That was not a battle.
I'm not even trying.
What are you talking? But this was hard.
That's what Cole said too.
Diggy should have been a real a bigger star, man.
That's what J. Cole said too.
They failed him. Diggy was hard.
Okay.
But anyway.
Okay. So back to this. We got JOEYbadass facing off against
RAYvaughn.
Was this a 20v1? Because that's what they were saying in the streets.
It was Joey versus the whole West Coast, man. That's what it turned into.
You know what? It was. And that's where they lost me. That's where the West Coast ended up losing me. They should have just let it be RAYvaughn, Daylight, and JOEYbadass. Because when we start getting Curtis King, AZ Chike, bro called him Ass Cheek.
I was waiting for you to say his name because I didn't know how to say his name.
Bro said, it might be Ass Cheek. I don't know, bro. We got Reason popping out the woodworks.
YG got a new record.
YG, I didn't even hear the YG record.
I didn't hear it either. I think it just came out a couple days ago.
And bro, and like a whole nameless onslaught of LA West Coast rappers. I just wasn't feeling any of it outside of the Joey, the Daylight, the RAYvaughn.
See, well, what I just realized was that this whole thing started in January.
Yes.
I'm like,
sorry, not sorry. The ruler's back.
Yeah, and that's I'm like, dang, I had to go back because what I first got privy to was whole era.
Okay.
The finals, GoldenEye, the records that came after, right?
So you heard whole era first.
I think that was the first joint I heard.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had to go back, and too much West Coast dick licking, and then RAYvaughn did he rapped over the Heart Part 6.
Oh,
Crash Out Heritage.
That's okay. Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm thinking this just started, like, So anyway, my primary focus was on Ray and Joey. I listened to the Reason song. I didn't listen to any Daylight songs. And then the other rappers from New York, I didn't listen to any of those songs. Kai Cash.
Oh, the Kai Cash. Kai Cash was getting hella publicity. Like, people was loving his record.
Okay.
Kai Cash model, OIE model. By the way, guys. We're going to post the pics right here. But and then, they was showing bro real love.
That's good. That's good.
You didn't listen to it?
No, I didn't listen to it because it's too much. But
Kai, part 2 of that record, I like that. The first part,
was it like a lyrical song? I don't like.
The first part was kind of lyrical over some like flutes. Maybe Andre was there. I don't know. The second part got into a little bit more of aggressive. You know what I mean? I'm from Brooklyn.
Battle-esque. And then JOEYbadass dropped as well, which was the Jadakiss son.
Shout out to Kiss.
But it was New York trying to stand up for Joey because he really was doing it alone. But I guess the people are going to want to know who won the battle.
So I'm going to go ahead and say, look, I'm not gonna be like Mal. I'm not gonna be like DJ Head. I'm gonna just go with the consensus,
which is
JOEYbadass is the victor of this battle.
Oh wow!
And I'm gonna say, this is what I will say. Right? It was a game time decision. Because that Crash Dummy, when it came out, I said, "Oh, okay." There was the energy that I was looking for that was missing from the rest of the battle while you were cosplaying as Cameron from 2005.
Okay.
I was looking for that My Town. I don't care if you put Loaded Lux on it, bruh. That Golden Eye went harder to me.
For sure. Yeah, it did.
So you were saying that the Golden Eye went hard. Okay, let's do it track by track then. Because I didn't want to come across delusional. Okay, let me put my shades back on.
I mean, I have RAYvaughn winning the battle.
Guys, there was a pregnant Chad. The recount has come in. RAYvaughn won. Why are we playing? I was trying to be politically correct.
No. RAYvaughn won the battle.
Definitely.
Because the songs were better.
Facts.
And he was more aggressive. Like, so the thing with battle rap is your tone is everything. That's why the J. Cole diss wasn't well received, because we didn't believe you. Like, you wasn't saying it like with your chest. Like,
well, what do you say for the New York traditionalists who say, but them lyrics?
Nah, he wasn't. No. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie. So, if we looking at the finals, My Town, Crash Dummy. If you want to go back to those other records, those was like. That whole laid back, I'm a super duper lyrical guy and I'm a cool nigga. That's not the energy we needed.
That wasn't it, brother.
I'm better than you, so I could just rap. No, I need you to be on timing.
That's fact, brother.
And RAYvaughn was on timing. Every record, he sounded like he didn't like you.
RAYvaughn, I'm sorry, bro. Because I was capping, bro. I seemed like a nigga that's just back and forth, a wishy-washy.
He sounded like the guy don't like you. But even though it was probably just rap, I feel the energy.
He started walking around calling this dude Hoey, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like he won off of that. Like,
yeah. He gave a bop. So I like the East Coast. Back the Golden Eye where he did the 50 Cent.
I like that.
That was okay. That was clever.
And then that last verse on there, the flow switched up, and he really got his rap back. My bad, cut you off.
And then Joey did respond well by doing the West Coast thing. Yeah. So it was cool. It was cool. But I got RAYvaughn taking that.
So this is what I will say throughout.
The funniest thing, before you go there, the funniest thing that happened was I was at the barbershop.
Okay.
And I was playing one of the JOEYbadass songs at the barbershop.
Okay.
This kid, I'll call him a kid, but this kid comes in, he's probably like 20 or whatever. He said, oh, this nigga rap? He's like, oh, Unique? He said, this nigga raps? I said, oh my God. So it's like, it's really people.
He didn't know that JOEYbadass is a rapper.
He didn't know that JOEYbadass was a rapper. And that confirms RAYvaughn's point, which was niggas know you for the acts, not the raps.
Bro.
Like, it took a Cali nigga just to get you to rap. Like, it was hilarious because I'm like, damn, he don't know that Joey rap.
All right, so briefly, I'm gonna list the knockout punches because here, I mean, it wasn't that many. It wasn't that many A minors in this battle. Okay?
Yeah.
We got you've called it out several times. The West Coast dick licking.
Yeah.
That's a memorable bar from Joey.
Yeah.
Then we got Joey commenting on the fact that RAYvaughn is not very successful yet. With the Ray-Bans, you need an optometrist. And then we got Joey.
Optician. Is that even a thing? Optician?
He's a great rapper, bro.
Yeah, optometrist. Optician. Okay, it sounded cool. I'll let it slide.
Then we got Joey keep coming on the fact that nobody knows RAYvaughn. They know the other TDE artists and said.
Right.
These are the insults that Joey threw at Ray. Right.
This is your biggest moment.
This is your biggest moment. You needed me. Boom. On the opposite side, we got RAYvaughn calling Joey gay over and over and over.
The Diddy angle was surprising to me, but
I never seen them together. But
I never seen them together either.
So.
I want pizza for lunch.
Got you, baby.
So I never seen them together, but the bars were fire.
Yeah. So it's like it doesn't matter
if you expose this man for real.
Right.
So then we got RAYvaughn coming on the music and acting like that's the main thing. Like that's the main. We know you for the acting, not the music. Yeah. But then this is a slight variation on that one, and this is what knocked him out for me, right? You've been doing this for 20 years. Nobody knows your songs, bro. Like, even if we do know you rap, I know JOEYbadass rap. I couldn't name a song.
Now my barber asked me, yeah, do bro got any hits? I said, I can't tell you. And I like Joey.
Me too.
But
that Waves off of 1999.
I remember the name of the song. I can't tell you how it went.
At all. So look. Yeah. If this was based on real facts and real stuff like that, Joey, you back in the lab, brother. Back and scene. Let's get Joey back on set.
Yeah, but hip hop won the battle. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop won, man, in this instance, man, because we got it. This is all for the sport, all for the culture.
So, man, when we doing this hip hop, like, is it? Okay, man, when we doing this hip-hop shit, bro, we've been having this debate for years and years and years.
Okay.
The rhymes, did you have to write them to be a great artist, okay?
Okay.
Now, offshoot of that conversation, these hoes ain't writing no rhymes, bruh. Well, are there any great female rappers? Because apparently all of the rhymes are written by the men. What's going on, bro?
Yeah.
I said a few weeks ago.
There's some dope female rappers out there that's putting pen to pad.
If I gotta name the top 5 female rappers, based off of their raps, Remy gonna be on that list. And now I gotta go ahead.
You did put
Kaya back on there, bro, because Remy didn't even write them bars, bro.
Yeah, so we've heard. We've heard.
This is my man Pepsi.
What I got. Since I met her, I have written 90% of the rhymes that came out of her mouth. And with me saying that, I want to say this to y'all. Anyone who has an iPhone, you know how iPhones work. When I was younger, I used to be able to write rhymes in my head, create rhymes in my head, and remember them. Just like that. As time went on, I got a little older, I started to write rhymes in my email draft. Now, if you have an iPhone, you go in your email draft. If anybody come around me, and we're in the flesh next to each other, I can type in any word from one of her songs, and her entire rap will come up. The entire verse will come up. I never asked for a penny. I never asked for credit. She was my wife. I didn't want anything from her. I just wanted to see her win.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Papoose strikes me as like you. He's like an honest.
No credit. It's kind of wild still, though.
I mean, if she's your wife, bro, I'm gonna be honest. Like, if I'm wife,
you don't want a credit on this, right?
I mean, for me, like, I'll be for real with you. So I've done little, you know what I mean. Me and my girl made music and stuff like that, and I made music with other people, bro. I mean, no, like, what am I looking for credit for? Especially if you my girl, like,
yeah.
The goal, first of all, we sending the track out to people like, yo, what you think of this? We're not divulging like immediately, like, yo, this is who wrote it. Like, we're not pulling down the curtains for the magic trick immediately. So we don't need to do all of that, but. So you're of the mind state that this is likely not true.
No. I it's believable. 90%.
That's a lot of raps.
90% is kind of, because I look at Remy as a lyricist, which I think most people do, including yourself. And she's talented. She can rap. So for him to say 90% could be an exaggeration, but I do believe he wrote some raps. Nikki said that.
What?
Remember when Nikki and Remy was beefing? You don't remember that?
Nikki called this out, bro.
Nikki said, Papoose wrote the Eat the record. Remember when Nikki did? I mean,
I do.
He said, yeah. She said, yeah. She said, Papoose wrote the Eat the record, but I broke Aretha's record.
Yeah.
she told us. The queen.
Wow, the queen hasn't, bro. Okay. So, are we holding this against the female? We're not holding it against the male rappers, I guess. So, I guess we're not holding it against anybody?
Nobody. I mean, well, are we holding it against them? The answer is no. But it's always been, women have always been looked at as, unfortunately, getting help, people that are getting help with their bars. Started from Lil' Kim, it was, Biggie's writing her rhymes. Foxy Brown, Jay-Z's writing her rhymes.
Yeah.
When Nicki came out, it was, man, Wayne gotta be writing her shit. Like, it's always, they always had that stigma, unfortunately, which Nicki says she's never let anybody write for her, for the record. So, I think the fans don't care. If they like your personality, your brand, your image, if they think you're pretty, like, nobody, if you look good, like, nobody cares.
I ain't gonna lie, I used to, I'm a rapper, so I used to give, like, my garbage raps to this girl to rap them. Whenever she would rap them, niggas would love that shit. I used to be like, damn, that's crazy.
Yo,
that's crazy.
That's how it be, though. Like, sometimes it's not the message, it's the messenger.
Sometimes niggas is brainwashed. That's what I'm gonna call it.
It's gotta package it a certain way, man. This is ghostwriters for a reason. They've always been a part of hip hop. But I'm from the old school, so I'm always look at it as you have the talent. You have to be skillful to deliver the records. There's a technique in rapping. That's why everybody can't do it. People, so for you to be able to deliver them, technically, and be the performance requires talent.
Have you heard Georgiana?
Yeah. We talked about her.
You like her delivery?
I think she's. I don't think she's good.
The world loves her delivery, bro.
Yeah.
This is what I gotta say about you niggas who be talking about the delivery all day. Go work at fucking Pizza Hut, nigga. Cause I'm gonna be for real with you. You are full of shit. You're really full of shit. You were sold and marketed some shit and then you bought it. That's what it was. They delivered it to the store where you shop at normally, and you didn't invent nothing new that day, so you picked it up off the shelf. Guys, this is a tragedy that we got people in rap not writing their rap lyrics and we letting the shit slide.
I agree. I agree.
Because we going to have the same conversation over and over and over at this bitch, bro. So I'm going to tell you again and again and again. Dude, as a rapper, your only talent is to write lyrics. Don't tell me about your performance.
Mm-hmm.
Like
the flow is crazy.
If you not Trippie Redd, you not doing a performance, sis. Yeah. And I'm talking about the females. If you're not vocally creating melodies with your larynx and shit like that, you are talented at writing. Mm-hmm. So Remy Ma, I don't know 10 songs that you released since you've been out of prison anyway. So that means Papoose wrote 9 out of 10. All right? You wrote 1 song in the past 5 years. I need you to drop some hot shit, sis. Just so you can prove to the world that Papoose is a liar. Okay?
He seems like an honest guy, though.
He does seem like an honest guy.
Yeah, like you said. Yeah, for sure. I'm going to say this to the rappers. Like, yeah, for me, like, it's okay to write lyrics. Bro. You know, you don't always have to punch in. You don't always have to just go in there. Oh, I don't write.
You've gone too far.
Punching
in is a way of life.
I just freestyle. I just freestyle. Like, yo, I don't write. I think that was part of the downfall of rap. Where Jay-Z and Lil Wayne, when people found out that they don't write, people just took that and ran with it. No, some of y'all need to write.
Boy, they ran off with that.
Organize your thoughts on paper. Like, it's okay.
Bro.
Some of the greatest rappers.
Have somebody else look over it after you do that and have them rearrange the thoughts so that they appear in a more clear order. Like, bro.
It's cool to write, bro. Like, that's, again, like you said, that's a part of the skill. That's a part of the art form.
We not even freestyling the shit we talk, bro. This is real, nigga. We got notes and everything. So, on that note, okay?
Yeah.
More into more sensitive topics related to the Papoose and Remy saga.
Okay.
So they came out like a while back, because you know Papoose and Remy was like the Black Love movement.
Yeah.
For years and years and years.
Yeah.
And I was totally buying into that.
He held her down, you know.
He held her down. She was bigging him up after he held her down.
He didn't cheat, allegedly.
Alleged.
I mean, not trying to.
Why are you trying to tear down?
I'm not trying to dirty man.
You trying to goddamn?
I'm just saying.
You trying to tear down a black man?
The narrative is that he stayed faithful to her while she was locked up, and a lot of men wouldn't have done the same. And he visited her every week, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, so
every day. That's what they, bro. Every day. That's what they say over and over. He used to come to me every single day. Mm-hmm. About a 45-minute drive there and back. Bro lost his record deal going to the jailhouse to visit Remy Ma. So
it's real love.
Foolish. That's very foolish. I will acknowledge that.
Okay.
I'm just not bigging niggas up randomly. That's very committed. Possibly overkill. Probably a little foolish.
Every day it's
too much. Shorty had to tell him to stop coming to the jailhouse. But I do want to commend his consistency and effort.
Yeah.
Now,
for sure.
Moving into the post jail years, they representing black love, art, couple, black goals, what a man should be, how a woman should, family, all of that. And then about a year ago, we started to hear rumors. Remy Ma's moving foul. Mm-hmm. She's with Easy the Block Captain.
Yeah.
Type shit.
Yeah.
She's with my man's Easy the Block Captain. They at the league that she got. They got a league together.
League. Yeah.
They battle rappers are going at her, talking about their relationship.
Yeah.
It's getting exposed.
Very
now.
Very embarrassing.
That's the backstory. This is what was kind of revealed through two different people talking on the internet. Remy mom came out. She didn't want nobody to be talking about her. Clarissa Shields was on the Breakfast Club. Clarissa was like, yo, it's not my issue to handle. Some people got some issues to handle. Basically, she was implying that divorce needs to go through. Remy mom jumped out the window and did like a 5-hour live, like a hit dog hollering. Nah, I want the divorce. He won't let me get the divorce. His lawyer won't respond. He's broke. He's pathetic. Y'all think he's a great man because that's what I told y'all, but little did you know. This is the whole context and sentiment of the conversation. Basically implying that he did some things that she just can't reveal.
Hey,
do you, sis?
That's solid. That's
but you are on the internet going live when nobody asked you to. So I don't know why you're now unable to reveal the most pertinent information.
Like, some things you gotta hold down. Like
that's when you hit the end life. Yeah. You don't gotta mention, but I got a harder diss record that I never released, LeBron. I'm gonna relate everything to Drizzy Drake. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm gonna relate everything. And then we have my man Papoose coming out the next day to say, why you being weird to me? I was a good man to you. Why you telling these people why you trying to embarrass me? Why you trying to tell these people I ain't make no money?
Right. Why
you trying to tell these people I ain't hold you down like a real man? Why you trying to tell these people I don't love my son, who is now a woman, a transgender? Why you trying to embarrass me, man? So when I sent you the initial, and even though today I'm gonna run it back so they can see your siding with Remy Ma. I saw that initially when I brought up.
What do you mean I'm siding with her?
I could see it in your spirit.
I'm not siding with anybody.
This nigga Papoose is jealous of Remy. That's what's going on.
What?
That's what's
could be.
Could be?
It's a possibility.
Could, bro. All right. Bro.
Anything's possible.
It is. It's possible.
It is funny that you said that. That's a whole other. We got to talk about that. I actually had a real life example of this because
a man jealous of a woman.
Yeah. When a customer, but yeah,
we'll swerve back to that. Write that down. We gonna swerve back.
Yeah, I'll tell you later off camera.
Okay. Cool. So Pap is jealous of Remy. He was writing all the raps. He's jealous. Boom, blah. Let's keep. It's this girl I know. She claims to be a musical producer. Never made a beat. Anywho, next. Other people made them. Wow. Look at that.
Well, I hate to see this, for a variety of reasons, I believe that families, should try to stay together. I'm all for black families sticking together, within reason, right?
Yeah.
And I don't like seeing these, even though they're public figures. So I don't need to hear all this. I don't need all these details. I'm the believer in do the best you can to keep things private and amicable.
So why does this happen then? Like, why does this? When because they're not the first people to take their relationship ending public. Right. Why are people doing this when they do it?
I think that people feel compelled to defend themselves and to put out a narrative that puts them in a good light. Also, pressure from fans, right? And
urging them to
let us know what's going on, right? Because fans like that watch them on TV then they work couple goals. They feel disappointed. They feel let down. They're like, dang, So those two things are the first things that come to mind. And then they were on reality TV.
Yeah. Okay. That makes perfect sense.
They were on Love and Hip Hop.
So we want to see the resolution to the story.
Like what happened?
Okay. So when this happens, in your mind, are the two people finished? Or are they still too invested in the situation?
when they air it out on
when we
social
airing
media.
it out on social media, we telling people all the tea and the gossip, relitigating past experiences. Are we?
In my opinion, once we do that, it's over. Once we go there, it's over. It's no going back.
Damn, that's real shit. But so once you do it,
yeah,
that's real, bro. Because now the outside pressure to stay away from that person is going to be so immense because of your own actions and words. Yeah. Well, why would you go back if you
just say,
yeah, you just said
like, yeah, now you look crazy.
Now you look really crazy. So as we go more into the future, social media becomes more of an integral part of our lives. You think everyday people will start to do this just to
They are doing it. They are doing it.
Is it like will it get to a point where it's not shameful, but it's actually expected as a part of the notifying the public that the divorce is now occurring, just as public as the wedding?
I can certainly see that happening because it's already happening.
Dang, bro. I
can see it becoming more prevalent.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and take this time to reveal some information.
Okay.
Never mind, I'm just playing.
Okay.
I'm just fucking around. But look,
yeah, shout out to Remy and Pat, man.
Shout out to them.
I hope they kind of get through it, one way or another. This ain't the way to go about it. But I feel, again, if somebody's coming at you saying certain things, everybody's going to want to defend themselves. Like, that's just human nature, so.
Should you? Like, let's say shorty jump out the window, your significant other jump out the window and go crazy on you. Should you remain disciplined, remain stoic, and not respond?
You should.
But what if you want to just express yourself, bro? What if you just gotta get it out? Like,
that's not for the world.
Okay.
It's better to say nothing. It really is, because even the thought is like, I gotta tell my side. I gotta, defend myself.
Yeah, they just gonna twist your words.
It's not gonna work.
Nobody
really cares.
Nobody really cares.
So that's the thing.
They already on their side, and they just gonna remain there.
Oh yeah. So it's just like you just gave all of these people your personal details of your life and of your relationship and of your partner. For what?
Well, on this last very spicy moment from the Papoose and Remy saga, we do wish them well. But this is the most spicy thing I think he revealed.
I don't remember exactly what year it was, but she informed me, hey, such and such just came home, one of the individuals who she was locked up with. So I said, oh, okay, that's cool. But I remember the name from when she was away. I don't think nothing of it. Oh, this year, we always celebrate our birthdays together. Me, her, and the baby birthday, my birthday, our family. They all come around. It's like, that's how I was raised, so I'm real big on family. So this particular year, she says, I want to have an all-girls party. So I'm like, okay. So you don't want me and the baby to come? All right. No, just my friends, all girls. I'm like, damn, that's a little, I don't want to say strange, but I was like, okay, we usually do it as a family, but this is cool. You want to have it with all girls. So she has the all-girls party. So now I'm like, damn, this shit weird. The utilities in my name, that's another story, but she fabricated. I sleep in the room by myself. I don't think nothing of it. Next day, same thing. I said, damn, babe, you sleeping in there again? She like, yeah, I'm just staying with such and such, right? I said, all right, cool. Anybody in Bedford Hills, can you please step to the front? So now I'm like, damn, this shit weird. What the hell? You feel me? So at this time, I try to be intimate. I'm keeping it 100 with you. I try to be intimate with her. And she came in the bed with me. She hugged and kissed me, the whole thing. And at this time, I'm trying to be intimate with her. When it's time to go down, she slipped out of it. And I'm like, oh, okay. After she do that, she go back to sleep in the room with homegirl this particular night. I said, something is fishy here. I said, I ain't no rocket scientist, but this ain't add up. You feel me? So, I said, damn, something wrong.
He goes on to say he came home And the girl and Remy was together in the bed, man.
It's tough.
It's a tough. I mean, you know, I'm a modern man. It's difficult.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's unexpected, bro. It's a lot of relationships between women that I question myself and that I've gotten down to the bottom of the answer of the question. So look, man, is that scenario worse than her being in bed with a man?
Is it worse? That's a good question. I think it's equal. I think it's the same level of infraction.
Facts.
Yeah,
I think some people might look at it as a deeper portrayal because they didn't know that aspect of you. You know what I mean? But
yeah. I can see that.
I would have. Yeah, for me, it's the same. It's no worse because you should honestly be picking up on signs of this sort of attraction. I mean, if you have a deeply intimate bond with somebody and you're not.
Hey, man, people are great at wearing masks and hiding the real them, even from family, partners, like people really out here pretending.
That's crazy, bro.
Like, really, like every day.
That's crazy. Well, man, Remy Ma and Papoose, good luck. Good luck to you both.
That's a fact. Pap, hold your head.
Remy, hold your tongue. How about that? Whew.
All right.
The next topic here, bro, is my favorite topic.
Okay.
It's the Streamer University topic.
Streamer University.
And this is the reason why we talk about Cenat here. Because streamers have replaced rappers.
Yeah, no cap. We talked about this before, but we should probably post that clip again.
What?
Where we talked about our streamers, the new rappers. We should probably post that again.
Okay.
In the midst of all this Streamer University
stuff.
Yeah,
that's true.
But yeah, bro, because I found out about so many new streamers that did not know of.
Okay.
They have large followings. Like, these people making millions of dollars. Like, it's crazy, yo. It's really crazy.
Bruh, I'm going to be honest. I have no idea what Streamer University is.
Okay.
Or was meant to be. Or will become. Like, for me, it's a money play. That people are, like, disguising as some sort of opportunity for others to succeed. Like, I guess it's a seminar of sorts, but maybe you know more about it. Break it down for me.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I was not as tapped in. All I saw was clips.
Okay.
So just from the several clips that I saw, looks like Kai, out of his own pocket, financed, this operation where he took a bunch of streamers, large streamers and small streamers.
Okay.
And, had classes at a university.
So they didn't pay him, he paid them? Or he paid
From my understanding, he financed this.
Okay.
And, he taught classes about streaming, business, and then other kind of relationship kind of things. He had some of the streamers teaching classes, and then he had other people attending the classes. So as a way to kind of just help get them to the next level, learn the business, kind of network with other creators. That's kind of my overall summation of it.
So I must have deleted that actually. But yeah, bro, I don't trust it. I'm gonna just go ahead. I'm gonna be a hater over and over and over again.
Okay.
Because I just don't trust it, bro. I'm just like, nigga, what is this, bro? What are we doing here?
It was very creative.
It's creative.
It was very creative. Never been done before. So in that sense, it's already like this has never been done for what he did. That's
like
not
real world has never been done. What are we talking about?
The real world.
What is, so he was doing. So you find these to be legitimate courses that somebody could apply to their real life to find success?
The agent, her agent was out. Agent was giving.
So agent apparently was giving out game for real.
That's what I heard.
Agent, start your own university.
Shout out to agent.
Because I heard the game that he was giving out. He was giving out actionable facts. He was giving out information, numbers, statistics, advice, holding people back after class to like say, hey, think about this. Here's some more opportunities for you. Bro was like a real guidance counselor in that joint.
Yeah, shout out to agent.
Everything else I saw was, can you name 5 DDG songs? Everything else I saw was India Love has 2 streamers going crazy.
Right.
Everything else I saw was there's a fight in the hallway. Everything else I saw was, but you wouldn't let them come to your pool party. Dog, I'm going to tell y'all exactly what this was. This was the young nigga that looked exactly like P. Diddy becoming P. Diddy. I'm going to explain it. I'm going to break it down to you. Okay? He took a bunch of people who have platforms of their own. Those platforms were used to market his platform. Every second of the day, how many streamers were there?
I don't know how many.
Every second of the day, each one of them was on Twitch doing this, showing Cenat's castle and kingdom. Hey, check out Cenat. That's what was going on. And if he did it for free, it's literally only because every second of it
gonna make the money back
was marketing. I don't know a brand new streamer's name at all.
That's fair.
Do you know a brand new streamer's name?
J Cinco.
J Cinco, shout out.
Yeah.
You got you one,
I
brother.
didn't know about bro before. I'm not gonna cap.
Okay. So you learned a new streamer's name, and that, ultimately.
I went to his YouTube channel and all. I mean, I went to his Instagram and all that. I didn't follow him, but. Yeah.
But guys, I do want you to know, Cenat was the UMG of this venture.
Yeah.
This wasn't like, oh my God, I'm so gracious and thankful. No, this was, hey little nigga, bring me your fan base.
Which was an opportunity for everybody to eat. Because
J Cinco,
we saw that
you have 0 new followers in this room.
But they put out the numbers.
Okay.
DDG gained the most followers out of anybody.
I can see that
As a result of this.
I can see that for real.
Right, watch out, bro.
Because honestly,
there's
I'm
a
not
camera
sure.
right there. Oh, okay.
It's just supposed to capture this. This is like B-roll.
Oh, okay. Okay, you good. Who else? So he was number 1 by far, with new subscribers.
Okay, makes sense.
I mean, Ty Lil, he went to 1 million. He got 1 million people on Twitch now, I believe. Yeah, so the list goes on. I'm pretty sure Duke Dennis and all these other people that were there.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure that the big names, the people who are truly associated with Cenat, they got a boost. Yeah. And I'm not even saying that all of the smaller streamers and stuff like that, I'm not saying that they certainly didn't get a boost. What I'm saying is the benefit for them pales in comparison to the benefit for Kai.
Yeah, I mean that's apparent in any
corporation.
Yeah,
any
system. Yeah, there's people that benefit greater at the top, and Yeah.
Well, here's the problem: Cenat is not a corporation.
His
fame is supposed to come from the fact he is now, but he's not supposed to be. What he was supposed to be is a representative of the people. But now what he is a representative of the corporation in order to control the people. Right?
Well, I mean, I think if he really wanted to get a bag off of it, like he said, he would have put it on a streaming platform, which he didn't. And he said, they came to me, the biggest ones, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Tubi, XYZ, they wanted it on, but I said, no, this is the first of its kind. It got to be real. It got to be done the way it's supposed to be done, and he could have really went and got a bag off of that and not broke bread with nobody.
No, I feel that, and I gotta give, because it takes a lot of balls to do what he's doing. That's bro. Nobody get it messed up. No, don't get it messed up. Cenat is doing what people dream of doing.
Right.
Everybody else got to get on board what really happens in their dreams. You take advantage of other people. That's it. That's it. I'm sorry, guys. I know you want to pretend like you hate capitalism and you will live right next door to a poor homeless man and not ask him to leave. The truth of the matter is you love capitalism and you love to stand above other people, though you talk about equality. Cenat took advantage of these smaller streamers and platforms to ultimately enrich his own platform and build it to become bigger. As he becomes bigger, here's what we see from Cenat.
Yeah, looking good over. How you doing, bro? Nice to meet you. Hi, you sure? Hi. I'm out. How you doing? Who let this guy in here? Yeah. Hey, where's Kanye? We want to say we love Ye. We love Ye for being outspoken regardless, because it's America, and I think it's a great thing to live in a free country. Don't you, Guy? I think it's a free country.
So you really hopped on my screen, knowing my influence.
Yeah.
So come on here and say that.
I think he's a great guy that at the end of the day, you have an extra dialogue with him.
And this is what I'm going to say. I think I want to protect my energy.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm letting them talk is a good thing.
No, I'm going to politely ask you, get out of here, guys.
Well, we think it's good to have free opinion.
I get
God
it,
bless
but
you, guys.
I don't want that. Whatever you got going on, you deal with that. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, see the boy show.
I love that. Cenat, All-American Patriot. Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
I love the performative aspect of a young black man entering into...
Why it gotta be performative, though?
Because he wasn't this a year ago. He wasn't this 2 years ago.
He wasn't what?
What did Ye call him? A clown-ass puppet or something like that? Because that's what he is, bro. Look, I'm going to be for real with you, bro. I like authenticity, right? I like where you came from to be what you take with you. I love being able to translate where you came from into where you're going as well. I don't like no shit like that.
But here's the thing. So, I mean, I look at it totally different. So,
okay.
Starting from the capitalism point or taking advantage of others, I don't think his sole motivation was to take advantage of people and make himself bigger. Pause. That's obviously a result of the situation, right? But I think there was a genuine desire to help others. And in helping others, you can help yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that.
So if this is the way you help others, you drive around in a police car putting on a show. How are you helping the kid? Like, how are you helping a real streamer? Because you're putting these big numbers in front of them. But from what I saw, and I didn't watch everything, Agent was the only person giving actionable information. Everything else was clown shit. Name 5 BDG songs, India Love is so bad.
Even if that's the case, just being in the room, we always talk about be in the room, that's an opportunity to help. Just me inviting you here.
Okay. You
take it and do with it what you will. And then the second part of that was, I think that his entire, and again, I'm not like a part of his fan base, but what I've seen is him go from doing YouTube, him being a student, a college student doing YouTube skits that his professor said were terrible, or his teacher said, high school, I don't know, whatever. His teacher said were terrible, being his authentic self, whether that's goofy, loud, crazy, high energy, and people gravitating towards that.
Clown shit?
Yeah, some people are very clown-like.
Okay.
Right.
They are. I mean, that's just, I agree.
But not in every single setting, though. I was a goofy kid. Like, when I went to church, I wasn't in church, like, acting crazy. You can still be respectful, and you can know how to move in different rooms.
You can, I think, and we don't got to stay fixated on this.
Yeah.
Because no matter what, Kai's doing something amazing. I'm not a fan of it because, I mean, I feel like I know where it's going. I feel like he's already under the control of the people he's supposed to be under the control of, influencing the people he's supposed to influence.
Every time, what I'll say to that is every time I hear of they approaching him, he declines the offers.
So why does he keep telling us about that?
To give you the motivation to let you know what's going on when you get to that level. Like, yo, this is what's going to happen.
Why doesn't he tell us about the large number of people who are helping him to get where he's going? But he'll tell us, like, because this isn't him by himself. There's somebody on the other side of this camera, and there's certainly a control room in a moving vehicle sitting outside of the venue. He didn't put the control room together. I don't know how much he knows about this camera, but I do know he knows what he can and cannot say on it.
Right.
So he's more Dick Clark than Diddy.
Once you
like, you know what I mean? And I think they already figured out, don't let him become the real controller of the moment. Have him be the performer in the moment.
Well, what I'll say is, because nobody owns him.
Do you know that?
Do I know that for a fact?
Why doesn't
who is he signed to?
He's not signed to anybody.
That's what I'm saying. Who does he work for, I guess? This is the question. He doesn't work for anybody.
We're going to double back on that.
All right.
We're going to do the research and we're going to double back. Who does Cenat work for? Coming soon.
All right.
That's a good clip. That's actually a great... Who does this guy work for?
That is a good one. That's a good hook.
Okay. So, NBA playoffs. Playoff time.
Playoffs.
All right. Right now, we're deep into the conference finals.
Yeah.
We got the Pacers versus the Knicks. OKC
Minnesota
versus Minnesota, bro.
Yeah.
OKC or Minnesota. Let's stop capping. It's 3-1 versus in both of these series. So we pretty much know who's gonna win these series.
Well, I mean, the teams have lost before up 3-1.
One team has come back from this.
No.
And that team had LeBron James.
In the conference finals, yes, but not just in playoff history yet.
In playoff history.
Yeah. I think it was,
I think it's only one team.
Only one team, the Warriors, yeah.
Yes.
the Cavs. The Cavs.
And that had LeBron James on that team. So I don't know if anybody's ever going to do that again. What are you seeing in the playoffs right now?
What am I seeing? Well, I'm seeing New York. First of all, the fans, the city, be very energized.
Oh yeah, that's how you feel, bro.
I'm not a Knicks fan though, so but I don't feel anything.
I can never come back to the city.
But I like seeing New York hype. I like seeing the celebrities. I like seeing people wild. Like, New York is just a happier city when the Knicks are winning.
Okay.
They're been playing some pretty good basketball, but the Pacers look like a little too much for them.
Okay, yeah.
Haliburton is this kid. Lights out. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy. Somebody's working on
and the supporting cast. It's not just him. Like, they have a great team. They're a deep team. I'm
not gonna lie, bro. I think they might be a lottery team if Haliburton wasn't on the team, bro. I'm not gonna hold you.
He's the star. He's the star, but they got good pieces, and they have a bench as well, so which has helped them.
Definitely.
So, what am I seeing as well? I'm seeing Shea.
Okay.
Be MVP Shea. In OKC play great defense, and it's a little too much for the Minnesota. I'm seeing I'm a little disappointed by what I've seen from Minnesota. I ain't gonna cap.
People talk a lot about Ant, and I'm not the biggest Ant Edwards fan. As a basketball, I'm not talking about his personality. As a basketball player, I'm not his biggest fan because to me, his game doesn't necessarily fit into this era. If it was still the 90s or the mid-2000s even, I think his game might be perfect for that. But as far as him leading a team with his skill set, I don't think it can happen. Because he can create for himself, but he's not a three-point shooter, so he's not.
Well, he's a three. He added the 3 to his game this year. He can knock down the 3 now.
So that's where this Michael Jordan, that's where the genius of Michael Jordan came in. I saw a clip where they were talking to Michael Jordan during one game. He had shot a lot of 3s. They said, "Are you going to add that to your game?" He said, "No, I'm not. Because when I do that, it'll take so much away from my other game."
Mm-hmm.
My 3-point shooting is something that I don't want to excel at because it takes away from all phases of my game. My game is a fake drive to the hole, penetrate, dish off, dunk, whatever. And when you have that mentality, as I found out in the first game, of making 3s, you don't go to the hole as much. You go to the three-point line and you start sitting there waiting for someone to find you. And that's not my mentality. And I don't want to create that because it takes away from my other parts of my game. My three-point shooting.
They won't be expecting me. I forget exactly, but I'll put it in.
I think I heard it. What he said.
And so that's what's happened to Ant's game. When his three is on fire, the rest of his game is kind of lacking. When his three is, when his other game is active, his three is lacking. There's the rare occasion where he can get it all together at once, like game 3 of this series. But then we have game 4 right after that, and it's like, okay, are you really mentally ready for it? So he's a superstar, but I never saw him as face of the league type of guy. And I think Russell Westbrook is his trajectory.
Well, I mean, his game is perfect for today's league. I mean, everybody in the league shoots threes. A tremendous amount of them, right? And he can do it he can shoot at a good clip now. He has freakish athleticism where he can dunk on anybody and get to the paint at any time. That's all the NBA is now, is drives and threes. Now, 90s and 2000s was mid-range. There was a mid-range game where you shot the 2. You posted up.
Yeah.
Which I believe Michael Jordan actually told him he should post up more.
Yeah.
So, he's a dynamic player for sure. He's only 23, so I wouldn't say Westbrook is his ceiling. I would say Kawhi is his ceiling, if anything.
Oh man, I hate Kawhi Leonard, bro.
You hate Kawhi?
I don't see what everybody else sees, bro. Like
Kawhi is like that.
Kawhi
is like that.
Kawhi won again. For me, it's not about the one-on-one, because that's what everybody talks about when they talk about Kawhi, the one-on-one. Kawhi won that championship with the Spurs because of the Spurs, not because of Kawhi. Kawhi won that championship with the Raptors because the Warriors was hurt.
That's a part of basketball. You could say anything about. You could say that whole. I don't like that point.
I know. I don't even like it that much myself, but that lucky bounce and 3 dudes on the other team was hurt, bro. It's just, we don't have to go through that whole series.
But what I will say to that is that he's one of the best two-way players we've seen. So defensively,
you talking about Kawhi?
Yeah, defensively, offensively, his game is, if you watch Kawhi play, his game is like Kobe. His game is like MJ. Just where he gets his shots off, how he gets his shots off, 2-dribble pull up, like posting up, turn around, fade away, like it's just very, it's very Kobe-esque.
So take it back to the previous point.
It's good to watch.
I think that, because what you just said was, the league is 3, drive, kick.
But we see in the playoffs, guys like Shea, when everything slows down, you have to be able to play in a half-court setting. And Shea shoots a lot of mid-range jumpers, which is a part of his success.
And also, so I think that this playoffs is showing us right now, both of these series is 3-1. The team that's relying on a star to really take the team exactly where they're going, Brunson and Edwards, both losing. The teams that are relying on passing, moving the ball around, teamwork, having a deep bench, winning heavily.
Did you say defense?
Oh, defense as well. Yeah. Those 2 teams right now, those are the ones that are in the driver's seat. So I think the NBA actually, if they scripted this, they might be trying to show guys, hey, we want you to do other stuff too. If this is natural, it's showing that the way that everybody was playing the same, that's going to start to work against you guys.
Somebody just said what you just said. I can't even think of who it is. They're like an ex-NBA player.
Einstein, genius.
But yeah, they were talking about Indiana, and they say, maybe it was Austin Rivers that said this. You have to be. So the league is looking for players that can shoot, defend, and play make.
Yeah.
And he said when you look at Indiana, they have about 6 guys that can do that.
Yeah.
They can drive, they can shoot. Yeah, he said drive as well. They can drive, they can, so boom, can you create for others? You can't just be one-dimensional, right?
Yeah.
Give this guy the ball, move out the way. That is still a part of the game, because at the end of the day, you got to be able to get a bucket.
Okay.
And so sometimes you have to just give the ball to somebody, and he has to go get a bucket to win the game. That's a part of it.
It's still good.
Yes.
Okay.
But we see that with the Bulls, with the Warriors, with the Lakers, like teams that have won, the Spurs.
Yeah.
It's because of a system where there's fluidity and there's movement, motion, and guys sharing the ball.
And what we also see is the NBA goes through phases and eras and generations.
Facts.
And that's not a coincidence. The league starts to look for certain types of players that have certain types of skill sets.
Right.
They are moving, I'm not going to say they're moving away from the three-point skill set, but they are diversifying that with other skill sets. Because people have started talking about, this is boring, bro.
The triple-double.
Yeah,
you
bro.
got to be able to, rebound, pass,
And so when you get a player like Haliburton and what he's doing with the Pacers, bro.
What the Haliburton?
What was the game last night? He had 15 assists, 32 points, and 10 rebounds?
Yeah, that's...
And a few steals?
Light skins, man.
Stop it, bro. That nigga look like a light-skinned you, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, a humble guy,
Don't ever
bro.
compare to me.
Oh, yo, man.
I love my black queens.
So, shout out to Haliburton. Who's going to win the championship, though?
OKC.
OKC
is going to win the championship. Said it here. Shea, MVP.
Okay.
That's what's
and
wrong.
what I'm going to say is the Pacers. The Pacers are going to win the championship finally.
We'll see.
It's going to be, and I don't mean to say that like OKC is a hoe. OKC is not no
Best
hoe.
team in the league.
They are the best team in the league. I think I've seen Haliburton hit at least 4 special shots to save the day during this playoffs. Yeah. I've seen him bring the team back in at least 4 separate situations where they shouldn't have won. And
yeah,
I think Shea might be a little too laid back. I think Jalen Williams.
He's too laid back.
He's a very laid back guy. And I think Jalen Williams, I think the real downfall, I think Jalen Williams might not be ready.
J-Dubski, well, we got to see.
We got to see.
The Knicks, the last thing I'll say is once they lost that game that they should have won, what was that, game 2?
Game one.
No, the one where they were up crazy and then they lost in the last 2 minutes.
Where he hit where Haliburton hit that shot, it bounced up real high and then fell through the net.
I think that was another game.
Okay.
But that's where they lost the series. When they were up, however much they were up with 2 minutes left.
That was game 1. They were up 14 points.
It was over from there.
That's 100% right. So Knicks maybe next year. The whole world is happy when the Knicks win. So maybe next year I'll still be excited.
One of the biggest markets in sports.
Now, with that being, is Tyrese Haliburton a superstar?
Is he a superstar? No, he's a star.
Is Jalen Brunson a superstar?
He's a star also.
Okay. I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
I'm cool with that.
Not yet.
Top 5.
Top 5.
We're doing a special top 5 because of the NBA playoffs. It's not top five NBA players of all time. It's top 5 players when you were a kid.
When I was a kid.
Okay.
Is this in order or how are you doing?
My shit is my shit
5 to 1 or
my shit isn't order though.
My
shit isn't order though.
So you're gonna start with 5?
I'm gonna start with 5.
Okay.
My number 5 player when I was a kid. I was 11 years old when I first heard of this guy, Vince Carter.
Yeah.
That 1999 All-Star Weekend dunk contest put me on Vince Carter. I had never heard of this guy before that. I was a big fan after that.
I think if you were born, you were born in the late 80s?
88, yeah.
Okay, what 90s kid? If you was a 90s kid, then Vince, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. My number 5 is a Laker. And it's Shaq. Reason being, he's the reason why I became a Laker fan.
Now I gotta clarify this right here.
Okay. Yeah.
Laker Shaq. Okay.
Just the personality, smiling, the goofiness. Shazam.
Of course.
Like, you know,
Come on, man.
The rapping, everything. Like he's like a great. And then him and Kobe, that just
broke the backboard.
Yeah.
Bro.
Shaq, number 5.
Shaq number 5. Okay.
Because yeah. But it was, I guess, that's for more reasons other than basketball.
Definitely.
It's not like I wanted to be like Shaq in any way.
You couldn't be like Shaq. None
Exactly.
of it. Like we knew it. Like
Exactly.
I'm not gonna be like Shaq.
Yeah.
I'm 5 feet. Like I'm 5'1". I'm not gonna be like Shaq. So, my number 4. Everybody might not agree with this one.
Okay.
Jason Williams, White Chocolate.
Oh, that's fire. That's fire.
Yeah, like, bro, from the moment, like, I'm rookie year Jason Williams fan.
Okay.
As soon as I seen that elbow pass, as soon as I seen that no look pass, as soon as I seen that Nike commercial with the, you remember that commercial? Like that? Yeah, I was White Chocolate for me. And then when Memphis got a team, the first year they traded Jason Williams to the Grizzlies.
Okay.
My dreams came true. I'm from Memphis.
Yes.
So, yes, Jason Williams.
Memphis 10, White Chocolate.
Yes.
Yeah, underrated player, great passer. If we did a top 5 white hoopers of all time.
Stop it. Gotta be. Bro, stop. Come on, man.
But no, I like him. Down to earth guy.
Yeah.
He's a Southern guy.
Country
he's
dude.
from where Randy Moss is from.
West Virginia?
Yeah.
They played on the team together in high school.
Same team, yeah. One of the best passers ever.
All time.
My number 4 is D Wade. I was a huge D Wade. So
How old were you, though? You wasn't a kid though. That's
I can't do
saying.
kid.
You
like,
can't do what you want to do.
I was because I'm thinking kid like, and when I was putting this list together. So I started watching basketball like late 90s.
Okay.
And so it wasn't like I had a bunch of favorite players at that time.
Yeah.
I just liked Kobe and Shaq in the Lakers. It wasn't until early 2000s where these other guys that I'm gonna name came into the picture.
Okay.
And so early 2000s, I was 10, 11, 12, 13.
Yeah.
Those guys are on the list. Like Vince Carter could have made my list, but it wasn't like, man, I like Vince Carter, that's my guy. Like, so, but D Wade, you could say I was 14.
Okay.
14, that's a kid.
I never was a fan of D Wade. I didn't even know he was that good. I know that I'm wrong. I didn't know he was that good.
Was I 15? Maybe I was 15.
So what was his skill set? His skill set was like fearlessness.
D Wade, super. He was one of the great shot blocker.
Okay.
For a guard. Speed,
motor,
Flash.
He had that motor. Yeah.
Shaq nicknamed him Flash.
Yeah.
Right. Because he was incredibly fast, which made him a great slasher.
Okay.
Athletic, he was dunking on niggas. He had a jumper too, but a lot of his game was predicated on athleticism, speed, quickness. The Euro was crazy. Like D Wade had a bag. And then obviously he won a ring at like 23.
Yeah. LeBron.
With one of the best finals performances we've ever seen, with a hurt Shaq. So yeah, D Wade, and he's dark skinned, so I don't know. Maybe that's why I gravitated towards him.
Man, my number three is gonna shock a few people. My number three, this list is in order. MJ, Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Number three.
See, that's the thing. I feel like every kid liked Michael Jordan, but I wasn't watching, again, at that time I wasn't watching.
So you wasn't, because you said you wasn't really watching till the late 90s, early 2000s, so Jordan last year was 98.
Exactly.
So you wasn't watching during neither one of the runs? Like,
nah, bruh.
What was you watching, my boy? Like, Pokemon?
What was I watching? I was watching Pokemon.
Teletubbies?
I watched Teletubbies too.
This nigga, yo, that's the hot take. I wasn't watching Michael Jordan. I was watching Teletubbies.
No. I was playing video games. I was outside, man.
Okay, all right. So no Michael Jordan on your okay.
Yeah.
But Michael Jordan's run was so deep. We don't even need to address.
Yeah. We don't have to
MJ.
we don't have to say why.
Who's your number three, big dog?
My number three. I think he's in everybody's top five as a kid. Like,
I already know you finna say not mine. He ain't in mine.
Allen Iverson.
Fuck! I left him off.
Oh,
I'm tripping.
You're tripping. You're tripping.
I'm tripping, bro.
The reason why every black kid got cornrows is because of AI.
I didn't get cornrows. My mom wouldn't let me get cornrows, so maybe that's what it is.
So AI. This the swag,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the tats, the sleeve,
he was disrespectful.
The arm sleeve.
He was disrespectful to like
the headband,
the culture. Like he didn't give a fuck. Like
AI, man. The crossover, obviously. Every kid with a basketball. The
backstory. Going to jail or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't even know any of that until later. But
I seen that at my stepdad's house. Like they used to watch that documentary on repeat or something because he got locked up. Then he dude at Georgetown finally let him put him on the team just to kind of keep him safe.
Yeah.
And he was just this protected.
John Thompson. Right?
John Thompson, yeah. Shout out to John Thompson. He was just a protected asset of the black community.
Yeah, he changed the game.
For real.
And he paid for it, but
yeah. And I heard from one of I think it was D-Wade that said recently, when Michael Jordan walked in to the 75 NBA players and when Allen Iverson walked in, it was the same special treatment.
He's a lovable
guy.
Players. He's a lovable guy.
Dang. I didn't put Allen Iverson.
Hey, all right.
All right, my number
Ironically, my number three.
That's your number three? Oh, there you go. All right, so number two for me is a duo, but we can just strip it down to one if we want to. Shaq and Penny.
Shaq and Penny.
Not Lakers Shaq.
Yeah.
Magic Shaq.
Yeah, it's two different players.
When I was a kid, I wasn't really tapped into Michael Jordan until after I was tapped into Shaq and Penny.
Okay.
I wasn't 91 to 93 Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
I was really 96 to 98 Michael Jordan.
Okay.
I wasn't really on that nigga till after he came back from basketball. Until after Space Jam, for real.
Got it.
With you. So, Shaq and Penny, bro.
Yeah.
If we want to just...
That's like Outkast. That's fair. I'll let you do that.
We already spoke on Shaq. Just dominant.
Yeah.
Big, huge. You see him from afar, and then you see what he does to people, and there's no.
And in Orlando, he was more slim.
He was slimmer. He could move.
So he was more agile. He was running the fast break.
Seemed like he was more powerful too, a little bit. I don't know if the speed increased his power when he was dunking, but he was breaking backboards, left and right, and then Penny. Without Penny, it really wasn't no Shaq.
Penny. I think. He gets his just due for sure.
He does.
Memphis.
Memphis, so y'all know I got I was seeing that King Cotton advertisement every single day with Penny on it at the grocery store.
Penny has swag too as a hooper. He had the fade.
The part.
Yeah, the part. Shout out.
Little Penny.
Yeah. One of the greatest marketing campaigns. His game was just so smooth,
super smooth. He was an early Kobe.
Yeah, that's what Shaq said that. Because he came in to the league killing.
Yeah.
Rookie year. You know what I'm saying? I think they might be the only team to ever beat the Bulls. with Michael Jordan in a playoff series when they went to the finals.
I don't know. Cause that wasn't. He had just got back.
I don't want to hear that.
He just got back.
I don't want to hear that.
He was fresh off of the.
I don't want to hear that.
Fucking mound.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that. Because if they would have won, it was like, yo, Mike, this nigga just came back.
Because he was fresh out the dugout.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that shit.
So yes,
he's Mike.
It's a double standard. Yes.
So all right, Shaq and Penny number two.
Number two.
I respect it. Number two for me, Tracy McGrady.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that because when I was going through my brain, Tracy was really right on the other side. And he's better than Vince Carter. He's better than Vince Carter. We got to give him that.
That's a hot take.
Tracy
T-Mac better than Vince. I give you that.
All around game.
That. But they could do the same thing. Tracy just was taller.
Tracy was taller and he was better at scoring, bro. He could score at will.
Vince could score at will. He like, bro, as a two guard
as
on
a
the
shooter,
wing,
he could.
He had everything in his bag. I'm telling you.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I should have
Vince.
I should have had Vince in my top 5. He was one of the best shooting guards ever. He was not just a dunker. He's one of but yeah, T-Mac for me, man, was right under number 1, obviously. Same time period.
Just because a nigga died, he gotta be number 1.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Just because niggas fell out the sky.
And his game, T-Mac had no flaws in his game.
That's a
offensively.
Fact. That's a fact. T-Mac might be one of the most well-rounded players of all
handle,
time. Yeah,
handle, shooting, getting to the rim.
And I don't even throw his height in there because he was
dunking on it.
Defense
at 6'10", whatever.
Oh wait, he's that tall,
bro. T-Mac, yeah, he was like KD before KD.
Like 6'7" or something.
Nah, bro.
Okay.
T-Mac is like 6'10".
Okay.
And so to be able to handle his idol, he'll tell you, Penny. He looked up to Penny.
Yeah.
Same size, build. So yeah, he just T-Mac, if he doesn't get hurt, a Penny of course, but T-Mac mostly I had his jersey and all that, T-Mac, bruh, can dunk on you, everything he had, beautiful game. Think Paul George.
I don't even want to think about that guy right now.
This is T-Mac as a wing. I think you don't get KD and you don't get Paul George and a lot of these wings if there's no T-Mac.
Oh, that's a fact.
He's the prototype.
That's a fact. Paul George is definitely off of that smooth, small forward tree. What was they shooting guards?
3. He was a 3, so he's a 4. Okay. Yeah.
So my number 1, bro. This I gotta be honest, y'all. When I used to be
if Mike is number 3,
I used to be in the crib.
Shaq and Penny is number 2.
Crossing myself over. You ain't never gonna guess my number 1, bro.
I'm never gonna guess number
you would
1.
Never guess this.
Because you did have Jason Williams on your list, so maybe I wasn't expecting that.
I was crossing myself over in the living room.
Tim Hardaway?
Boy, hell no. Stop it.
You just said You just said crossing people over. I don't know.
Well, he doesn't have that, but he's not that good at crossing people over.
Tim Hardaway? Yes, he is.
Reggie Miller.
Oh, Reggie. Oh, you're saying the player.
Reggie Miller was my number 1 guy.
Reggie Miller.
When I was a kid. When I first got into the NBA, Reggie brought me through the door.
That makes sense.
Because
time period.
It's probably the game where he scored 8 points in 9 seconds.
Oh,
which T-Mac later
he did 13
crazy.
in 30 seconds or something like that.
Reggie Miller, when I seen that's when I started to love basketball.
That makes sense.
And
because that's something you'll never forget.
Bro, I never forgot that. Yeah. And I was to the point where I feel like I conceived this era of basketball back then when I saw him shooting them threes. I just wanted everybody to shoot threes childish brain, 3 points is more than 2, let's shoot more of those.
Yeah.
But shout out to Reggie. That's my favorite player from
Reggie. Legendary. Probably would have a ring, possibly 2 rings.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Michael Jordan.
Yes.
And if it wasn't for
the New York Knicks.
malice in the palace.
Well.
Right? Because that team could have possibly went to the finals, that 2004 Detroit team. Indiana team. With Jermaine O'Neal, Jamal Tinsley, Stack, Ron Artest.
Yeah, that's a team.
They was tough.
They was tough. O'Neal, Stack.
That was a great defensive team. And they had dogs. Like that team could have won, but Detroit, as we know, and they had smacked Detroit.
The worst championship of all time.
Of course,
that was the weakest.
Of course,
2000.
Because you know who was supposed to. Is that?
I mean, that would even be.
That was
weaker,
03. No, that was 03-04.
That's what it was. I thought they won in 05. It don't matter.
Yeah, maybe. But number one,
boy.
Okay. My number one hooper as a kid.
Yeah, we already knew, bro.
Kobe Bean Bryant, and it started with NBA Courtside.
You told this story
on Nintendo 64.
Yes,
where he's on that dunking like this. So, yo, you know what I'm saying? What is there to say? You know, there's nothing really to say, but, you know, that's what, you know, just that whole Lakers, Kobe, Shaq. He was so young, so gifted, you know, straight out of high school.
Kobe or Shaq, though?
What about him? What's the question?
Who was more important to the championships?
Who was more important to the championships?
To the three-peat that they won.
Shaq.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, man. And on that note,
but we not gonna act like, you know what I'm saying? Without Kobe, it's not going down. Like, and the stuff he was doing, the numbers he was putting up, he was 23.
Oh, they needed Kobe
22.
for sure.
He was 22, 23, like early 20s doing this in a grown man league.
I would say Kobe was probably the motor of that team. Shaq was the force. Shaq was the leader of that team, but Kobe was probably
everything ran through him, you know, as far as the triangle offense. But you know, the fro, everything. Yo, he took Brandy to prom. Come on, man.
Bro was on Moesha.
Yeah, he was on Sister. You don't remember that episode?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, Kobe was on that.
Probably was off Sister by then, but.
Oh yeah. You're a little bit older.
Yeah, I was. You know what I mean? The twins.
All right.
So 100,000. You know, look, guys. Hip hop culture, relationships. If you're broke and have no money, you will not be in a relationship. 100,000 is middle class now. Tap us in, bro.
100,000 is middle class now. Yes. So this is an interesting statistic. You know, where 6 figures was always the goal.
Okay.
Especially if you black, like it's like, yo, 6 figures, 100,000. You know, at that point, you would think you're able to have a house, take care of your family, right? Solely, right? As a sole provider, and you can go on vacation. You can send your kids to college. The American dream, right? Now, recently, we've seen that in a lot of states, 100,000 is considered middle class. Georgia, Texas, you know, a lot of these places, it's not based on, you know, housing affordability.
And so when they define middle class, they mean this is the amount of money that it will take to get those things that you just named.
Right.
The white picket fence, put your kids through school, have a car or 2 at the home. Yeah, so to afford a home in Atlanta, specifically, this is where we are, you need to make about 118,000 a year to afford the average home, which costs about 350,000 or 386,000, or maybe 350. Let's just call it 350. Okay. So, we know that the average salary is like 40 or 50.
It's like 50K, right, for black men. We know that. So,
for black men or for everybody? You're like, damn, black men is just doing bad out here. What is
it's 50
what's the
for
average
it's 50
salary?
for black men. We should ask ChatGPT.
What's
if
the
you
average
have
salary
another-
for people, bro?
for Americans? I think it might be 70, maybe.
What about black women?
Oh, nah, I didn't look at that. But I
Black
just thought
women are never held accountable.
I thought that they make less than black men on average.
For real?
I think
I would assume it was. We gonna bring y'all some facts.
conditioning. Yeah,
that's
conditioning. Yeah, black women make less than black men. Yeah, if we're looking at the numbers from the labor statistics. But even though they're, as we know, they're some of the most educated, most entrepreneurs. You see the women, they get in the bag. They're probably tightening that gap, that wage gap. But we know just for women in general, white women make less than white men, right? So there's a pay disparity amongst men and women, right? Even if I could do the same exact job as a black woman, and most likely I'm getting paid more than her for that job.
Yeah, bro.
But
that's true.
But this 100K thing, a lot of people do not make 100,000. We just said this.
Yes.
However, in a lot of states and cities, this is middle class. So, what does that mean?
So here's my
To
question,
you.
right? I'm a single person,
Okay.
right? So what I can buy for 100,000 is a lot more than what you could buy for 100,000.
Right.
So what class would that put me in then? If I can go buy more stuff than you with the same amount of money, are we now in a different class?
That's a good question. I would say still same class, you just have more disposable income.
Okay, so and that's where I think this whole conversation may miss the point. What do you need? Like, do you need these things that they profess are a part of the middle class lifestyle, or is this just another way to sell you something?
That's a great question. So it's the latter, right? So
That's
the
what it seems
American
like.
dream is the greatest marketing campaign of all time. One of them, yeah.
The majority of people that I know who are single and have a house don't need it, don't use most of it. They were marketed because of the American dream.
Yeah. So yeah, the mortgage, housing, it's a bank product, right?
Yes.
So they like, yo, you need a house.
You gotta have one.
You need some white picket fence, what are you doing, right? And it's it's a great way to build wealth, right? So it's not a bad thing necessarily. Because outside of the stock market, real estate, that's the way that most wealth is transferred, from generation to generation.
Okay.
Yeah, man, but that was just very interesting, man. The time to see that where we're at now with wages not really increasing that much over the last 10 years or 20 years. Well, let's say 10 years. Inflation, housing affordability, housing prices increasing, college tuition increasing, groceries, gas, food. Yeah, it's like these. So a lot of these things, yes, we do need. A lot of things we need food, we need shelter, we need clothing.
Of course, yeah.
So there's, there's needs and then there's wants. So some of these things it's debatable, right? Do you need a college education?
Do you need a vacation every year?
Do you need a
vacations every
year?
year?
Do you need a vacation? Yeah, you're those are luxuries, right?
Yes.
So,
and so, all right. I saw a comment, or I saw a video yesterday. The video annoyed me because it was a woman saying how you'll put your son in sports, but you didn't teach the nigga how to change a tire or change oil. And I was initially annoyed with the woman in the video, like, yo, why you talking like this? We acting like dudes don't know how to change the tire.
yeah.
And then I went in the comments, and one of these $100,000 men wrote, well, I don't need to change oil. I got AAA.
Uh-huh.
My man, whoever said that, Get your shit together. Get your fucking life together right now, today.
Yeah.
If you're a grown man, you don't know how to change a tire, learn. If you're a grown man, you don't know how to change your oil, learn. Figure out how to check the radiator fluids. Figure out how to change your windshield wipers. Learn how to unscrew shit. Look, what's your thought process on this, bro?
What? It sounds like you're talking to me.
Oh, you don't know how to change the oil or tire?
I've never.
That's why I didn't ask you first, so I really still got it out. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna be for real. This shit is
fine,
necessary.
That's fine. I've never been in a situation where I've needed to change the tire.
What you mean? The tire
Like, I've
never
never-
blown?
Yeah, never like, oh man, I'm on the side of the road. I gotta change my tire. Like,
Oh, that's crazy.
it's never happened.
You're and that means you put everything in order beforehand, which is good.
And then, what's the second?
I know
part?
you've been in a
The
scenario
oil.
where you had to change your oil had to be changed.
Yeah, I just go to oil change place and I just pay and I just have them do it.
I mean, I've done that. It depends. It just depends if I have the time. But
I know guys, like I have friends that they like, nah, I'm changing my own oil. Like it's very admirable. And I, if somebody taught me how to do it, I do it. I don't have a desire to like want to learn at this point. Like it's just like to feel like a man, to feel masculine.
okay, I understand that. And so I'm gonna explain why this wasn't getting at you per se.
Got it.
Though I do think you should learn.
Yeah, it's a life skill to have. Like I agree.
I wasn't getting at you because, again, this is a scenario where somebody calls you out appropriately, and instead of taking accountability, you say, "Well, I have another option." Nigga, learn something.
Right.
How about you actually say, "Oh, yeah, you're right. That would be a good skill set for me to have."
Yeah.
Why don't I not flex some other nonsense that nobody was talking about? She didn't say niggas. Dudes that go to the league have money sometimes, right? She wasn't talking about that conversation. So why are we specifically not geared towards creating learning opportunities for ourselves or taking accountability for what we don't know and growing ourselves and bettering ourselves? Because that's weird, dude.
And what was the initial comment she said? She said before she said that men don't.
Y'all putting y'all sons in
sports
and stuff like that. They know how to play basketball, but they don't know how to change an oil, change a tire.
Yeah.
Do regular household things that are required of a man.
Okay. That's a fair criticism.
That is a fair criticism.
Yeah, that's a fair criticism. So why? Because people are. A lot of these men, I guess, that she's speaking to, are emotional, and so when hearing that information, you get defensive. You're triggered. You don't like it.
You get very defensive.
You're defensive. You deflect. That's a deflection.
That's a deflection.
Like,
that's
oh no, let's do this. Like, I don't need to do that. It's like you say, you're not taking accountability in the situation where, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, so off of that subject, take accountability, learn something new, especially if somebody suggests it to you and you find, oh, that may be useful. It takes about 10 minutes to change a tire. It takes about 25 maybe to change your oil if you've never done it before. Super simple. A third of the price that you pay at the oil place or whatever.
Right.
Give you a sense of accomplishment as well after you've gotten it done. So
my brother-in-law, he used to work at Pep Boys. He does all his own car stuff. I got another homeboy, well, two other, maybe I guess three other homeboys that do all this stuff. But did like your dad teach you how to do this, or like what, like?
Yeah, for sure. And maybe that's why I feel so strongly about it, because he let me know as he was teaching me and not teaching my sister, like, yo, bro, you're gonna be a piss poor man if you don't know how to do this.
Yeah, see, that's that's a core. So that means a lot to you.
For real. I remember the exact place in the driveway, laying on the ground, the oil spilling on me, shit like that, not realizing, oh, let it cool down. Like, I remember, oh, this shit hot.
See, the thing is, like, when I was from like in elementary school, like when we were living in Westchester in New York.
Yeah.
We didn't have a car.
Okay. You said that before.
Yeah, we didn't have a car. We took the bus. We took cabs. Like,
okay, that makes sense.
We walked a lot, you know. And then when where did I move to? Vegas. We had a car, but yeah. So no, nobody ever taught me. Is my point. For whatever reason, you know, one, we didn't have a car, and then when we did, it just, I guess, wasn't a priority to my stepdad had to show me how to do it.
And so right now, what I just realized is circumstance as well. Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So sometimes I gotta relax. I gotta chill. Cause it's
we have it, you know, I have fathers to teach us these manly things.
I met your father. Your father's a good dude. But
he also was.
He was
where he was at. Yeah.
Shout out to the big homie, our father.
Yeah.
Who are in heaven. And look, man. So I was supposed to pull this up earlier. What's that on the bottom of this?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know what that was. But I think now I know that once you told me, you alluded to it.
So these guys, actually, I'm gonna let this guy explain it. Damn.
Gambling industry doesn't give a shit about you. Stake, one of the biggest casinos in the world, just announced a partnership with an F1 team so that they're actually going to be called the Stake F1 team. Except in some places, they won't be called that. Because in some countries, like Switzerland, where the team is headquartered, they're actually still not allowed to advertise gambling because maybe the government actually cares about its citizens there. Just kidding, not so fast. They're still allowed to advertise there. They're just going under their other name, Kick, because that's their streaming platform where they stream everything, right? Or just gambling. The face backing it all gets paid $100 million a year by Stake to stream on Kick. So he's really a Stake and Kick partner, right? Gambling advertisement is everywhere. It's no surprise. When you look around, it's just every single billboard and commercial that you see. It's being pushed onto us and normalized at a rate that I have never seen anything else be done before. Now, F1's pushing out gambling ads, and even if they're not directly saying that it's the casino, it's always going to be there. What do you think about this deal?
So, I thought he mentioned something else. So they also have a program where they encourage users to just post, and they pay them user-generated content to just put the logo on any piece of content. So anything. I saw a baby being dropped off on a doorstep. It had the Stake logo on it. They don't care what their content or.
They just want to get the brand, build the brand recognition.
Yeah, and so they kind of encourage people to put it on completely unrelated content just in order to increase the
awareness. Yeah.
And so, man, we're talking about $100,000 a year. Now, I know guys who gamble. I noticed when I started to get to Atlanta and get around guys who were new to money that they gamble quite a lot, actually. The other day, I was walking up the belt line, or running up the belt line. A kid stopped me and said, "Yo, are you on," I forgot what Prize Picks or something? Are you on Prize Picks? And I was like, no. He was like, will you use my code? I'm like, no. I'm a fucking gambler, so no, I won't be using your code. But this is a random kid, like, and I'm assuming he just wanted a little bit more money to gamble with because he ran out of money. And I don't know if you've noticed how much gambling is being pushed at this point.
Oh yeah, I have a lot to say about this. And I've had this conversation a few times before.
Okay,
I actually posted this on my story maybe last year. So where did we start? It's everywhere now, right? Yeah. Every commercial when you're watching the sports is there. Social media is there.
Super normalized.
Right.
The commentators are talking about their picks.
Right. You have the influencers there, right? Your Drewskis, your Drakes, your Joe Budden, all of these people. And every podcast, damn near every podcast for men that's sponsored by
Prize Picks.
Prize Picks, right? Gilly and Wallow, they're Barstools, but they have their own FanDuel. So if it's not Prize Picks, it's FanDuel, right?
FanDuel is over, yeah.
Yeah, and it's very problematic, and nobody's talking about how problematic it is.
At all. Nobody's talking about
everybody is just posting their parlays.
Yes.
They even got girls saying it now, like talking about their parlays and this and that, and trying to understand money lines and
they've started to put the things that people bet on, so that women, like, they bet on what color is the Gatorade that the player's gonna be drinking. Have you seen this kind of shit? Like,
I heard of it.
Will they miss the first basket? Yeah. Will they make the last shot they shoot?
It's making it easy.
You can literally
prop betting.
Bet on any aspect of the game, and they're adding more. So
yeah. So I was doing some research on this, right?
Okay.
So I believe, and fact check me if I'm wrong.
I got you.
Gambling or this whole sports betting thing got like legalized in 2018, I believe.
Okay.
And since then, $266 billion would it be has been, what is the word? Betted, I guess.
Yeah.
Has been bet. I was not expecting that.
Since when?
2018.
Okay.
266 billion. So, while simultaneously investments are down amongst these same people, right? Investments are down.
Yes.
14%.
Well,
so money that could have been invested, people are taking their money that they would have normally invested into the stock market or whatever, and they're gambling with it.
Well, people aren't taking the money they would have normally invested in the stock market. The lottery is the stock market of the poor man. That's what that is. Rich niggas are still putting their money in the stock market. The poor man, you go to any one of these gas stations, you're going to be in line for 5 minutes behind somebody buying a scratch off.
So the CEO of Robinhood said this, that the numbers are down. So amongst Gen Z and millennials, the number of like recurring investments or dollars is down since this proliferation of gambling culture, right?
Okay. Damn. Amongst millennials and Gen Zers? And
yes.
So I would imagine that those people are still operating with either they just got to wealth or they are still poor.
For vulnerable households, which are households that are low income or that have a history of overdrafts.
Poor people or black people?
Yes.
There we go.
Investments are down 41%. So this is what nobody's talking about, where it's just like, this is all fun and games. This is just disposable income. This is disposable income that we don't have.
At all.
We don't have it.
And we complain about going 50-50 and we're disposing of income through the lottery and through Prize Picks and FanDuel, and we complain about going 50-50?
Like, I have a real problem with this.
Do we have a real solution for it though? Because I don't know how to present to, like, I watch people I get very annoyed at the gas station with scratch up, waiting for people to get their scratch off done. Mm-hmm. And I think in my head, like, yo, what is the conversation I could have with this 70-year-old woman who is buying like $30 or $40 worth of scratch offs and excitedly doing them right there? I can't tell her nothing because I don't have anything to promise her about tomorrow. And so
it's so ingrained. It's so ingrained into our freaking culture. It's like, but it's not just our culture.
Oh, it's definitely not just our culture.
We talking about gambling overall. It's been happening since the beginning of time, right? Then casinos, the mafia, right? Illegal gambling spots, like popping, like racketeering, right? All this stuff, like, is, people betting on sports. And I understand that it can make things more fun to watch? Like, oh man, I got money. Like you're more invested.
You mean more like stressful and heart attack inducing? Is that what you mean? Like when you say fun?
Well,
like I can lose all the money that I don't
but
have.
There's a thrill. That's why people
it's a
do
thrill
it.
for sure.
So when I say fun, I mean thrill.
Oh, brother, trust me. I was in junior in high school when I learned about shooting dice. I used to run around the hallway in the middle of class shooting dice till the bell ring. Then I started running around till I got my money back.
So that. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because
I had to stop.
Because the other part that we're not talking about is how gambling is
addictive.
It's an addiction.
It's not can become. If you start gambling, you will become addicted.
It's an addiction. The thrill, the pleasure-inducing hormones that arrive, like you continue to seek those, right? And it's like this ruins people's lives
every single day.
This ruins people's marriages. This ruins people's finances. Like my grandfather, like my dad's dad, was a degenerate gambler.
Love that card.
This is my dad's own words. Like it's just, but now it's just so like trendy and cool, and like we don't care that we're throwing away wealth that can be created, literally. Shit is like pissing me off.
You know what, man?
I don't like.
Just lock in with the fact that they're marketing the shit to you constantly.
Purposefully.
You're getting sold the shit. And look, guys, last word on this: stop. Get some help. Okay?
Like, please, bro, start a business, man. Put it in.
Stop. Get some help.
Put it in stocks.
Okay.
And if you're just cool with just, oh well, this is just money. I don't care about losing. Whatever. Then that's a problem too. Because why are we just? I know the people that you know that gamble. Have they won more or have they lost more?
Oh, bro,
it's a losing game.
I said with this dude,
it's a losing game.
He told me
you're not millions. You're not net positive. I know. And I'll say this: I have a client.
He can see the full account, y'all.
He's like, bro, listen, I have to put this money into my portfolio because if not, I'm gonna blow it. I really have a gambling problem. He's lost hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I just talked to a dude who lost millions, bro. Like he was like, I lost millions. He wasn't saying this like on some sad shit. He was just like, yeah, man, I lost millions gambling. And I was like, damn, you gotta stop. He was like, you do shit too. That's what he told me. His response was, you do something too.
Yeah, it's a vice. It's a vice.
Like, I feel it, bro.
It's an old vice that's just so like you said, addictive. Like I don't know what else to say. I mean, there's, like you said, there's people who do a lot of things that they shouldn't do. That doesn't make them. Doesn't mean you should do it just because other people are doing it. Like yeah.
Man, get some help, guys. Ty, SMV. What's your SMV, bro?
What is the scale?
Hold on. Out of 10. Hold on.
Out of 10?
Yeah. So this lady, this is why I thought of this, because this lady right here, she was talking and I was listening. I was like, oh, okay. That's what's up.
A lot of average dudes out here expecting this king treatment from us queens. A lot of guys out here, they are a 6 or 7 at best. And they feel like we're supposed, first of all, you're approaching a 10. And I would say this is probably.
Okay, she's a 10. All right. On her scale of 1 to 10, what are you? She's a 10. Where are you at? You know what, my G?
I mean, I'm going to give myself a 9 out of 10. I'm not going to be arrogant. I'm a 10 out of 10. That's really crazy, but I'll give myself a smooth 9 out of 10 for sure.
Okay, my SMV, look, I'm going to be honest, okay? My SMV out of 10, if I'm not doing nothing, if I'm just standing at a club, at a party, I'm like a 4 or 5. Because, guys, I'm very handsome, good skin, all of this, very healthy and fit, but I'm a short guy. And that takes a lot of points out of your SMV. Now, if they see me on a run or while I'm working out, that's about an 8 out of 10.
All right,
and I'm basing this off of the interaction, not like my own personal. Well, I think this. I'm the amount of women who approach me during these different moments. So if I'm out on a run, many women approach me asking me foolish questions that make no sense. If I'm at a party, less women approach me. They don't see me. I'm very short. Now, and then if I'm talking, that pushes it up another point or two.
That makes sense.
So
you're a pretty smart guy.
Yeah, sapiosexuals
very charismatic.
Love me. The sapios?
Yeah.
The sapiosexuals? But
intelligence is sexy.
Yeah, so regular 4 out of 5. I mean 4 or 5 out of 10. Mm-hmm. In activity between an 8 and an 8.5.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay. So guys, go ahead and be honest with yourself about where you stand. Don't get mad.
A lot of people not being honest.
Shorty said she was a 10. Bro. That was retarded.
A lot of people are just in their own, right? Kind of delusional.
I don't think you can be above 50 as a woman and be a 10 out of 10. So I'm not trying to.
No, I get what you're saying.
Disrespect.
I get what you're saying.
I get what you're saying because the age automatically kind of based on that formula for SMV for women. The age automatically kind of takes some, for sure. It's a lot of people kind of delusional out here. What I will say about this whole SMV thing, money, I can see why money would make some men more attractive or makes men more attractive to women. Yes, the perception of money.
However, a lot of these dudes that have the money, like, it's not a real, for me, it's not it doesn't make you, like, wavy, like, it doesn't make you cool, like, it doesn't mean you're smart, like, there's a lot of these, like, the bread, it be like a lot of lames with money, that's my point. So I can't just say just because you are a guy that makes 6 figures, that your SMV is you're automatically this, like.
Oh yeah, and when I say SMV, I do. So I guess money is included when you're talking about men. Yeah. Money is not included with a woman's SMV. Sorry, ladies. It's not even a factor.
Right.
Nobody cares how much money you have.
Right.
With men, money is included.
It is included, but
here's the problem with that. I need you guys to really truly understand. True wealth cannot be seen. I got it. You can't see real wealth. Truly wealthy men and women are not ostentatious about their wealth for the most part. Yeah, I mean, you have outliers.
Saudis and
you have
people with these Jeff Bezos.
And there are some Saudi people who are not very ostentatious. They don't showcase their wealth. Again, we're seeing examples of what we can see.
Right.
So when we see a Saudi man walking around with some New Balance on and a pair of dusty jeans, you just assume he's not extremely wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he wanted you to do, right? Ladies. Story time. The other day, somebody told me to go get some money, right? I chuckled. I truly chuckled. I just chuckled, okay?
Okay.
You guys, you can't see how much money somebody has.
Go get some money.
From my upbringing, where I come from, it became very clear to me early on, hide it. Put it away. Have no one ever be clear on what your bank account holds. Mm-hmm. Don't have them assume there's a lot there. Don't have them assume there's a little there.
Mm-hmm.
Have their mind totally unfocused on your bank account. Now, can that be achieved if you wear Gucci and Louis and symbols all over your body? No, you're directing people to think exactly about what's in your bank account.
Mm-hmm.
So I think...
Right. Almost done.
So I think that we're living in a misguided version of reality when we assume we can see somebody's wealth. I would actually tell you, at the point you could see somebody's wealth, you can literally just see what they spent. You can't see what they made. You have no clue what they made. You're just assuming that they made more than what they spent.
This is an interesting conversation, and while you're talking, I'm sitting here just thinking. So I'm in financial services. I worked at a retail branch, bank branch for 5 years.
I'm unemployed.
Multiple ones. So the idea that you can't see someone's wealth is not entirely true, because if you talk to like someone that's been doing this for years, like me, or even longer, like a manager, somebody that's been in the business 10 years, when certain people walk in the building, like you just know.
You can feel their wealth.
There's like a oh, well, you're saying visually.
I'm saying you cannot see it.
See, yeah.
They carry themselves in a very specific way.
Like, when somebody come in, oh, they got it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. But it's not because of, like you said, necessarily what they're wearing. Sometimes it is, though.
Sometimes it...
But it's like,
sometimes
it's never like, it's subtle. It might just be a Cartier bracelet, or it might be like a small Louis purse for a woman, like not the big, like,
or it might be some shit you don't know the name of.
Facts. Or it could be like a little YSL, little wallet, like little things, you know what I mean? But sometimes you know,
so
like,
in your experience, the majority of wealthy people you work with, when they walk outside, people will know their wealth.
No, you're not gonna know.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying there's a character of wealth. There's not an appearance of it.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
And so I want to challenge everybody, because, man, I just want to challenge everybody to think appropriately, to behave appropriately, because the idea that you're going to amass a large amount of wealth by spending your money is absurd. Point in case, I was at Publix yesterday purchasing some lunch. Guy in front of me was taking really long. He was waiting for the manager to come over. When she got there, he said, "Yo, this price on the scale is wrong. It says $10.49 per pound. The actual thing is $9.99 per pound." The dude was buying half a pound of shit, guys. That's a 1/4 savings. 1.25-cent savings is how much this man was trying to save. When I left, he had a nice suit on. When I left, he was getting into the back of a black SUV on the way to wherever he was going. This is wealth. Wealth isn't keep it all.
Mm-hmm.
Wealth is I know how to count, hand it back.
Right.
Here's what I'll decide for you. And so wealth does, you spend money as a wealthy person, you spend it appropriately. You spend it and you know why you spent it and what you're likely to get back from spending it, as opposed to just wearing it around hoping that somebody will value you more highly.
You also know how much you can spend per year because you've planned for it. You have a financial plan. There was a book I read years ago, man, when I was in college. It's called The Millionaire Next Door.
Okay.
And so it's a pretty old book, but I remember it because they did a study of, 100 different families, or whatever the sample size was, of wealthy families, and they went and they surveyed them, asking them how much they would spend on a variety of things.
Okay.
How much would you spend on a suit? How much would you spend on a pair of shoes, a car, a house, etc.? And so the whole premise of the book was to inform us that the idea of richness or wealth that you see advertised on television, with lifestyles of the rich and famous and da da da. I used to watch that one show on VH1 all the time. That they would talk about how much money people have. I used to watch that all the time. It's not what we think it is. So when they actually talk to the real millionaires, like the average millionaire, they're living below their means. They're buying or leasing used cars, or they're leasing, right? They're just not spending an exorbitant amount of money on frivolous things. Yeah. And the key thing is they have a financial plan, and they have a budget, right?
And they adhere to it.
And they adhere to it.
They're very disciplined, and it guides them in a lot of ways as opposed to them guiding it. Right. Like I have to spend this amount of money by the end of the year, so this is the way I will spend it. Yeah. I don't want to just spend the money. I have to spend this money, sort of thing.
And this is such an important conversation, man, because like, dog, I there's like a customer. He's not like my client, but I helped him, right? Young black guy. He works in tech.
Okay. Good amount of money.
AI, all this. Yeah. He makes, after taxes, he makes $11,000 a month.
Okay.
When I helped him, he had $3 in his bank account. And this is, maybe he has other accounts, maybe, right? Because a lot of people have multiple bank accounts, right?
And then you say he had $3?
$3.
Okay, man. Maybe.
And his phone was his phone was cut off.
Never mind. He doesn't have other accounts, bro. He's
so
broke.
I was flabbergasted when I looked at his transaction history. I said, okay, he's going on dates every week, which is what he told me. He's going on dates every week. I just went to Houston. I blew a bag. He's eating out
every day.
Every day. He's spending like hundreds of dollars at these places. He's shopping, right? So the list goes on.
Trying to showcase a lifestyle.
So you can, it doesn't matter, like we talked about it before, we can talk about it, we'll keep talking about it. It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep.
Yes.
Right? How much you save. Save your money is gonna save you. Invest that, like, and it's like, and a lot of it's, upbringing, right? Not knowing. Now there's kind of really no excuse where it's like, I didn't know, my mom, my dad, my family circumstance, I was poor, and that does shape how you view money, for sure, 100%. There's financial trauma. There's a lot of things, right, that come with it. It's mindset. So,
but let's not make the excuse for people right now. Like,
right.
Bro, you gotta.
I'm just acknowledging
you're smart enough to figure out AI technology.
But what I was gonna say is now there's no excuse. Like, I'm just acknowledging the realities. But now it's like, you feel me? There's no excuse with the amount of information that's out here and what's at stake.
All right, let's do 10 more minutes. Can men compliment women on social media comments? Are you willing to do that as a married man?
Can what men? Any man?
Any men? Is it advisable for men to compliment women in social media comments?
Is it advisable?
Do you do it?
Of course not.
Of course not. And break it down for the people why you made this wise decision.
Out of respect for, I just sounded real better right there. Out of respect for my better half. And I don't feel compelled to, so those are the two things that come to mind. Now, if it's somebody I know,
yes,
like a female friend, I might do like a flame emoji or something.
Yes,
like
something very non-committal, something very non-offensive.
Yo, this is 100. It's a fire pic. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, but just random women that are like attractive, I guess. Like, I'm not doing that. And even when I was single, I didn't do that. I wasn't like a commenter I was more so like a DM type, you know what I mean? I'll slide in your DM, but
let's not give away too much game.
Okay.
Too much sauce, bro.
Yeah, I'm not, just because the guys that are in the comments are not the guys that they not really in there.
I'm gonna send you a little meme about the DMs too, but yeah. So as a guy that's not in a relationship, that's not married or whatever, I don't come in on women's account either, on women's pages either. And here's the reason. I don't think there's any way to do it without her thinking there's a sexual interest or attraction. It seems like if I'm like, oh, you look really good, or you very pretty. I mean, wouldn't say you look so pretty. That seems lame. But I don't feel like there's any way I could come in on a woman's post without her or other people reading into it that I'm somehow attracted to this woman and trying to slide my way up in there. I'm like grooming her through the comment section or something like that. So
yeah, I mean, I just like and keep it moving.
It was this I guess a challenge. One of my homies complimented, and he's actually a gay dude. He complimented, like, who did you have a crush on in high school? And he said this girl. And I noticed, it's shorty bad, for real. And I noticed in the comment section, the only people that were commenting were like women. Even though this wasn't her post, it was like, yeah, women like, yeah, she do look good. There was another dude who commented, and he was like, ooh, you trying to get in trouble. And so I was like, I'll go ahead and speak for the men. Shorty is quite lovely still to this day. Mm-hmm. And I realized in that moment, I'm putting myself in hot water. So, guys, man, social media is doing too much. We take it a little too seriously. Mm-hmm. Men and women interactions are kind of like not trusted in any way. And it's kind of underpinned in every sort of interaction we have at this point. That's lame. Let's trust each other. I fuck with girls. Stuff like that. So when y'all see that no men are coming on y'all page on social media, I just broke it down. That's the reason why. We're afraid that we will be shamed and the Me Too movement will fall on our head and we will be accused of some sort of foul behavior.
I mean, I just don't think it's effective. Like,
but what if you're just trying to be complimentary? That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you're just saying compliment. Oh, okay.
All the time.
So you're just saying, just like, yeah, you can.
But men don't.
But what is, so, okay.
Nobody does.
So, does implies that there's a certain level of frequency or consistency. Have I complimented women before? I have. Very in a simple way, like not a platonic way, for sure.
With the flame emoji or
the
yay,
or the most amount of words I might have said, it was like great fit or something like that. Because
yes, like, it has to be very extremely.
But what kind of compliment?
Extremely
what kind of compliments do you give it? Like,
no,
because like I don't. Because like I'm just thinking like. Those are some of the things that I would say, like, complimentary. Yeah, like I'm most like this great fit or the glasses are fire. I don't know.
I'm thinking of a lot of things that I actually think in my brain that I wouldn't put, and they're for different reasons. Like I might think, you haven't looked this good in a long time. And that's offensive.
That's crazy.
That's offensive and too over the top sexual.
That's wild. That's crazy.
Or shit. I'm just regular shit a nigga think.
Right.
Like, damn, yo, never mind. Yo, damn, shorty, you look good. Or like, something. Like,
okay.
You look good.
Okay.
Or, whoa, you look beautiful right now. Or, this is a great photo.
Great pic.
You gotta do something like that though. You gotta do a thumbs up for some very non-sexual, very platonic kind of action, bro. You can't like just. You can't write "you look good," and then just.
I mean, you can. You can if, but not if you're. You wouldn't do that if you're trying to just compliment and that's it.
But what if I am?
I mean, I'm sorry. You wouldn't.
I can tell my man, you look good. And hopefully nobody thinks I'm like attracted to this man.
Yeah.
But if I put "you look good" in the girls' comment section,
it's automatically boom.
Whoa.
So yeah, that's why
that might be sexual harassment, bro. I don't even know.
Yeah.
So that's
it's tough. It's tough out here. I don't really see, now that you're saying that, I don't really see too many men in the comments, like you said.
That's what I'm saying. This is the reason why.
Like you said, every time it's a girl got a picture and you go to the comments, it's all women in the, you know what I'm saying?
This is the reason, bro. This is the reason. We really don't comment on each other pics and posts anyway, because men don't find other men that interesting. Yeah. So what happens is you go on social media, you see a man's post, there's almost no comments.
I'll be commenting on there. I show love to the bros post
for the most part. And then you look at a woman's comments, and there may be a lot of comments, but most of those are female comments. Mm-hmm. And they're like, "Ooh, girl, you look so good. I'm no better than a man." All of this. And so the reason why, I have no problem with this. The reason why is because men have fears related to coming. Either their girl is going to take it way too far and be like, "Why you coming on shorty? What y'all got going on?" Mm-hmm. Or, boom, blase ski. Shorty's gonna be like, "Yo, cuz wanted me so bad that day. He seen that dress I was wearing, blah, blah, blah." So men play it safe and they just play the back. Yeah,
and then it's like you say, you don't want to be on Front Street either. I feel like a lot of people are not trying to, they might want to say something, but they're like, dang, everybody gonna see this.
Everybody gonna see it.
And it's how are they gonna perceive it? Like, I might just be on some, you say, on some cool, like, I'm just trying to be nice, like, but then it's, you know, perception is reality, right? So
if you put a compliment there, like, people have to know they are platonic. Like, this got to be your homegirl that everybody over and over again has proved this your home. Like, oh, okay, they cool. They're cool.
Yeah, like it got to be like a known thing, like where it's like,
cause you come in on Chrissy from State Farm shit with like a compliment.
I have. You're saying I have?
Could you?
Oh, could I? Yeah. I could. Like, it's like, oh, you out, it's your birthday, whatever.
Nigga, you gotta say great fit.
You got a dress on.
I see you're wearing a dress. That's what you gotta say.
Happy birthday.
It looks like you're wearing a skirt today. Like, that should be super non-offensive.
Yeah.
But
go ahead.
Last but not least, Kid Cudi took the stand in the P. Diddy trial.
That's how we're gonna end it?
Okay. I don't want to keep you too much longer.
That's cool.
So, Kid Cudi took the stand, bro. Would you have taken the stand?
Well, let me ask this. Because he was subpoenaed, right? Or was he subpoenaed? Is that what happens when you're called as a witness? You're subpoenaed, right?
Yes.
So, meaning you're obligated.
He could have fled the jurisdiction. He could have left the country, bro.
So, but nah, I'm saying, so he was obligated to do so by the court. Like, or could
I don't think they actually had to take it to that step. So before you get subpoenaed, you don't have to be subpoenaed. They could just ask you. So I don't think he was actually subpoenaed. He was asked, but they could have compelled him through subpoena. So just to be very clear.
Okay.
I don't believe he was subpoenaed. I believe they were.
You don't really need me for anything. Your sister is very just like she can't sit still. She just makes noise and all this different stuff. Yeah, so would I have done the same thing? You feel me? So I guess not if I didn't have to, no.
Okay.
So yeah, if I didn't have to, no, because I'm not that type of person. I'm not really like helping out law enforcement, you know, to take down another black man or anybody for that matter. That's not really like my job. Like, but if I have to answer questions, I'll do so with an attorney present if I have to, right? And if I don't have to, then I'm not, because I'm straight. Even if I potentially was wronged by this person, you know, it is what it is.
I'm not gonna hold you, bro. I really don't even know me personally, I wouldn't have shown up because of the information he provided. Really, the information that this man provided is that Cassie played them both out, basically, and Diddy broke in his home and was sitting there
like a Marvel supervillain.
Like a Marvel supervillain, and he had put his dog in the bathroom, and he had opened up his Christmas presents for his family.
That sounds crazy.
Well, he doesn't know that Diddy did any of this. That's the thing.
But he said he saw him in his house, right?
He said he came to the crib and Diddy was inside of his house, and he came in the crib and they had a conversation.
Uh-huh.
But he wasn't present for when Diddy opened up the presents.
Okay.
Or when he put his dog in the restroom. He's just here to tell us that his dog has never been the same since. So, but that's what he said. He said his dog been acting funny ever since that day.
I mean, that is inhumane to lock it. How long was the dog locked up?
I hope Diddy wasn't at his house for that long to where like the dog was locked up for long enough for inhumane treatment to occur.
Gotcha.
I don't really know though. I don't know. For me, it seems like a situation where Kid Cudi, you got played out by Shorty. It feels like Cassie was in a situation where she was using Kid Cudi. I'm not saying she didn't like him, but I've had situations where women come and tell me about some other guy in order to make me jealous or do more or more actively involved in their life. I mean, sis, I'm where I'm at with it. Like, I don't give a fuck.
But I mean, I guess it worked, right?
I guess it did.
Allegedly.
I guess it did because then Puff showed up at the crib. I wonder how did he get in his house?
Yeah, I mean, allegedly he blew up his car.
Allegedly. I don't believe that.
You know, he had a gun and he said that he wanted to kill him.
That was according to Diddy's assistant.
Yeah, I admit he was enraged.
Did you know Diddy was moving like this, bro? Did you really believe?
But you gotta think.
Did you know Diddy was moving like a super villain for real, though? Like,
the thing is, no, I don't think anybody knew. But
that's crazy.
When you think about it, or when I think about it in hindsight, you gotta look at what he survived and what he's been through in the music industry. Yeah, so he survived at East Coast West Coast beef.
He probably killed Biggie,
bro,
he probably did that. Now that I found out all of this, bro.
So, well, hear me out. So, you gotta be a certain type of individual to make it through that. The 90s, where it was real live street dudes in the industry and people were getting killed and beat up.
Yes.
So you gotta be you can't be no punk. Like, that's my point.
That's facts.
So he not sweet. Like, he really with that. So then I think about what Kanye said, where he said, man, yo, I asked Puff, like, yo, how did you Suge and all of this, yo, how did you make it through all this? He said, I'm the craziest one. Or he said, I'm crazier than all of them. Like, you gotta be like a little throw, like, to really endure what he's endured and keep excelling throughout. Like, I remember Puff saying, like, when they play Hit 'Em Up in the club, he said if a DJ played Hit 'Em Up while we was in the club, we would take your whole turntable. Like, we just like, so
break that shit?
He said no, we would take your whole shit. Like, so Puff was really with this shit. So he's like, he was, and I don't, I'm not saying he's a super tough guy, but when you have power and bravado and arrogance, like, he was with all that. So I'm not surprised now to hear some of these things. Like,
I think people look at what a super tough guy is in the wrong way. A super tough guy is just a guy that'll do it. He don't gotta walk around like, bro, it's looking like Puffy the one that'll do it though. Like, hurry up, we finna go kill this nigga. But bro, what? Bro, I thought we were singing and dancing today, bro. Yeah. I thought we were producing pop hits today.
Yeah, he's a fearless individual.
No, nigga, we finna go kill this nigga, bro. I'm not ready for that lifestyle, Puff. Yeah. I didn't know that's what it entailed, dude. I thought he was a fun-loving guy.
Yeah.
I thought he loved the guys, and I mean, was having fun with people, and was a lighthearted dude.
Life of the party.
Life of the party.
Scorpio,
type.
man. He is a loving. Well, I don't know Puff, but he seems like a loving dude. But again, to get to the level of being a billionaire, to being black, coming from the streets, dudes is trying you left and right, like you gotta be a little throwed off, like to get to that level. You gotta be kind of crazy. Yeah, that's what they say. Steve Jobs, right? All these Elon, I don't know, Ye,
all these dudes,
Diddy.
bro.
You gotta be wired different. Like,
you gotta be willing to break the rules, bro. And that doesn't come from a guy who's not prepared to lose everything, bro. Who, hey, bro. Some people just not
hold
cut
your
out.
head.
Hey, man, Puffy.
Cassie, hold your head.
Cassie, you definitely wanted all of that. It's sad to say y'all had a super toxic relationship where everybody was consenting. Everybody was playing into the distrust of the other party. Everybody was playing into the violence and yeah. So yo, Puff and Cassie, I guess we got 7 more weeks. Yeah. I'm already exhausted of the joint, bro. Like,
yeah, that's why I ain't really speaking on like what I think, because I don't want to be insensitive.
I'm very insensitive.
So yeah, but so I reserve my thoughts on.
Shorty, she's a good person. Seems like a kind woman. I'm just here to say, Shorty made her decisions, and hey, she's been compensated for those decisions. She's in one piece. I don't see the.
What I will say, and I don't know if I said this during the last episode. I think I did say this during the last episode. It's seeming more the case so far. Seems to be more about him being sexually depraved.
Yes.
Than it is about crimes. Than it is about racketeering. Than it is about trafficking. It's really just like it seeming like they just want all this information to just defame his character.
They just want us to know all of these things.
That therefore, even regardless of when it's over, they've devalued his brand so much that he'll be less powerful than he was before.
He won't be completely out of it though.
No, I don't think so. But he'll be, just because public perception holds value.
Oh, a lot, especially in his business.
So yeah, if we take that away.
But think of it like this. Because, I mean, he's not going to go to jail forever. That's not going to happen.
We don't know.
I mean, I know. He's not going to jail.
Okay.
He may be convicted. He won't do more than 5 years, and most of that will be suspended. This is to embarrass him. And
that's what I was saying.
But ultimately, the way that sometimes people deal with this sort of thing is they support more. They look at it like, man, you beat the system, like you overcame, like and I don't think he's a O.J. Simpson in the regard that what he did is. I don't think that most people think of this as a very heinous situation. Nobody likes the Cassie video where he.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If there's no video, I could agree with what you're saying, but the video plus the freak offs.
Nobody cares about the freak offs, bro.
No.
Nobody cares about that shit, bro.
Nobody cares.
You think so? You think there's anybody who won't do business with him because of the freak offs?
He can't. In the music industry, yeah.
Who?
So okay. If all of these things are true, right? What he's into sexually, what artists are lining up to put their arm around him and be next to him?
Bro, you tripping.
No, I'm asking.
What artists? All is the same artists who always have?
So, okay.
Like
so
every single
so
one
you
of
really believe, so you believe that? These guys, nobody's going to care. Nobody cares and they're going to...
I truly believe, bro, I'm going to be honest. If I found out your girl pissed in your mouth right now, I wouldn't give a fuck about it, bro. I would not care at all. I don't think that anybody, like...
That's different from then finding out that I am a voyeur. I'm into voyeurism.
If I found out you were a cook right now today, bro, I would be like, damn, that's crazy. And if since it's out in the open, I would talk to you about it. Like, oh, damn, why you do that? That's weird. Like, I never met nobody who do that. I don't personally want to do it.
Yeah.
So, break it down for me. Like, what's up with that?
Yeah, sure.
I wouldn't even shame you to your face about it. Like,
I think that... Yeah, we know how that the industry, you're an artist, music is very much about perception, it's very about vanity, it's very ego-driven. I think it's inherently homophobic.
But it's different now. It's not as homophobic no more, bro.
You don't think hip-hop's homophobic?
Since, bro, hell no. No fucking way. Hip-hop is no longer homophobic. Half of the styles...
Why hasn't there been a successful gay rap? Well, that's a whole nother...
Lil Nas X is a successful gay rapper.
Is he a rapper, though?
He that's what he does, is he raps. He doesn't really release music like that. I don't think there's a successful gay rapper because there's nothing to portray through rap. Homosexuality will, like, help. Like, there's no character in rap that a homosexual will fit well. There are many homosexual rappers, though. So,
yes.
Like, we all just know what costume and character you have to play inside a rap. This is like a movie. You can't play a gay dude.
Yeah, why not, though?
I don't know why. Because that's what it is. Why can't you play a thug inside of country music? Because the characters of country music are good old boys, not thugs. That's it. You can't be a Jewish man.
You could be gay. You could be a thug. There's a lot of gay dudes that's thugs.
But the storytelling aspects of it. So when you're telling stories, it's just... Oh, it's gone? Okay. When you're telling stories, it's just very hard to, like, include and weave in elements that are not necessarily obvious to the storyline. So what is the story that a gay thug is going to tell?
The same story that the straight ones are telling.
But they already have told that story, so why do we need an additional gay thug to tell it? There's no actual value for you being gay outside of the fact that you're gay. Your homosexuality doesn't add to the story that rap tells, because rap isn't about love. So you won't be sitting there like, I fell in love with this dude. Okay, tell me about when you killed the nigga.
Tyler, the Creator.
Tyler, the Creator isn't gay.
But is he? He's not?
No. So what Tyler did was he threw his sensationalism into the song.
He's not gay.
No.
He's never said that he's gay.
He didn't say that he was gay. The song.
But he likes men?
Implied that. Again, I think people don't understand, like, the value of shock. Like, it's super valuable.
So you think he's gay?
Not at all.
Okay.
When I met him, he didn't strike me as a gay man.
Yeah, but what is a gay man? Like, what is like? That's a whole other thing, right?
A gay man is somebody who's attracted to men.
Yeah, but what does a gay what does a gay person seem like, though? That's what it's like.
Most of them seem attracted to me. But
this guy, all right, but no,
he didn't want to fuck me, bro. So that's why I knew he wasn't gay.
This guy. But let's reel it back. Diddy, Cassie, the case is underway.
Yes.
And so you think that he'll come out unscathed? And
I think he'll come out more powerful.
And he'll garner more support.
Yes.
I don't think people will ever look at him the same, including myself.
But he doesn't need you to look at him the same. You feel
I'm a supporter.
For him.
I'm a supporter.
I know. You still gonna support him.
No, I'm not. How am I not? Oh, why would I support him?
Why? Okay, tell me why you won't support him.
Yo,
I'm not, like, questioning you like
I'm just saying, like, bro, I can't. The video, like, you're hitting women. Most of the people that have encountered you over the years say that you have wronged them in many ways, and I don't think they're all lying. whether that's financially, whether that's, you know, sexually, whatever. I just don't. And then it's just, I can't really look at him the same. If just the whole, yeah, so I just wouldn't be able to look at him.
So for you, he lost the cool factor because he do the freaky shit?
That's a part of it, yeah. That's a part of it, yeah.
And then he lost the respect factor because he beat his girl?
Yeah. And then and then just from a financial statement, perspective, from a financial stance, we know that he's taking advantage of many artists, like, you know, so that's kind of not okay.
Very last convo, 2 to 3 minutes. What do we do with men who beat their girl? Like, as friends and families and community members, what do we do?
You going somewhere with that.
That's what I'm trying to
You going somewhere with that. That's so crazy because I was just having this conversation with my wife. What do we do? Like, what actually happens, or what should we do?
What happens? What should happen?
So currently what happens is people mind their business and they look the other way.
Yeah.
There is very much like that's their business.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm not getting in between a man and his woman.
Never ever.
Because I can die. I can lose my life behind this, and you're gonna stay with him. You're gonna stay with him, right? While he's in jail. What should happen is, as a community, as friends, as brothers, as family, whatever, we should hold each other accountable. We should not tolerate that. There should be consequences for those actions.
So let's say we get to the point in the community where a man holds himself accountable. He goes to his brothers. He say, "Bro, I lost it last night. I knocked her around." What should we do as brothers of that man? What should we do at that point? Should we leave him? Should we
I see where you go.
Violate him and beat his ass and tell him, look, well, now you got to square up with one of us, though that's not our female. Now, like, because we want to hold you accountable personally, bro, and we still gonna be here after. We gonna get a good fair one in, so you understand what you put somebody through, and then we're gonna help you to heal from this. Or do we leave, or do we put them in counseling and oversee their counseling? Because I'll put it to you like this. I am the guy that jumps in the middle of the fight. You see?
Yeah, no, I know, yeah.
You know, they say, I don't care about black women. I will stop the fight between the black woman and the black man, the 2 black women, and then condemn them all after I've stopped the fight. You know what I mean? I would never turn my back on my nigga because he slapped his hoe. If I seen that video and that was my homeboy and not Diddy, I would never turn my back on my bro.
Yeah, but I don't know him, so.
No, I don't know him either. But that's where it starts. Because you're going to have this interaction with Diddy before you have it with your homie. Because you have never had it with your homie. But life is long. So when you meet...
I mean, now you're describing the scenario. What do you think? So what you said, what would be the viable solution to that?
I'm gonna talk to my man. Why did you do that?
Right. And I've been in that situation before, where this is in our group chat years ago. My man now, he was married. He's not married and he's divorced now. He told us about a scenario, you know, and I think everybody pretty much was like, "Bro, you wildin'? That's not cool."
Okay.
Like, yeah, he's still my friend to this day. So
what's it say his name?
He's still my friend. But yeah, so it's holding each other accountable. Yeah.
But beyond the you wilding, that's not cool. It's because I feel it has to go deeper than that. Because I'll be honest here on camera. I've hit a woman before. Okay? So, beyond that, I'm of the mindset you have to say, bro, why did you do that? Mm-hmm. What made you so mad? What will help you to never do that again? Right.
And that was a part of the conversation as well.
And so that's That's the part that's missing. The condemnation, I mean, I guess that's cool or whatever, but we already know the rules. So I don't think niggas need to really truly be condemned in that moment. I think they need, I mean, obviously condemn them, like, but I think there needs to be a deeper conversation. I've noticed that if a woman hits a man, there is not very much condemnation.
No.
There is more so, if anything occurs at all, concern.
Right.
Why did that occur? Most of the time, nothing occurs at all. But if there is anything that occurs, it's concern. And I'm very well aware that there's a situation that a man could bring to me where I would say, okay, I understand why you did what you did. Now, where do we talk about this? Because if you're telling me there's no situation on earth that could require this, I would have to say, brother, I don't know how women became so graceful that they never could do anything.
I mean, it's not like something that's just like irreprehensible. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, did I say that right? Reprehensible. Like, you can't come back from it. You know what I'm saying?
Irredeemable.
There we go. You feel me? Like, I think I agree with what you just said. You feel me? Is where it's kind of understanding the why, the how, coming up with better solutions, right? As men, you know, I hate saying this because it's such a buzzword, but we need safe spaces to be able to talk to our brothers and let them know what the things that we're dealing with, you know, challenges that we face, mistakes that we've made, to be able to speak about them openly without fear of judgment.
Well, as men, we need to, first of all, we need to be men. We need to be free of like, you don't need to fear judgment. So that's the first step. The man needs to be a man in the first place and step up and say, I did this.
Yeah, that's
not hide it.
That's human nature, though. That's human nature, though. Like, to not
be
to worry about how other people are gonna view you, right?
Certainly, it's human nature. We have to, like, the human condition is to rise above human nature. The human condition is to go ahead and place ourselves in a position where we can say, I overcame my natural instinct most of the time. But
yeah,
and so,
which would require self-control, deregulation. That would require emotional maturity, discipline.
I think mainly it requires all of those things, but the most important thing that it requires is an example.
Yes.
I don't know of any examples where any men were able to come and share with the world, here is what I did. Don't punish me for it immediately. Let's go through it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really familiar with that. So I know why men don't, or anybody, criminals, whatever, I understand why people don't approach that situation with openness and honesty. I want to condemn you niggas for not approaching that situation, though I understand it. Because here's the thing, you could help the next man. If you were willing to say, this is what I was going through at that moment, whether you accept it or not, you will be able to help the next man to know what he may face and what he might need to do. You know what I mean? There are some men who be on the verge, I'm about to lose it.
Yeah.
And you can put that man in a proper mind state so that he never crosses the edge.
Yeah.
And the more we see these examples, the more we have these conversations amongst the community. You don't have to do it in open. You don't have to do it in public. But you do have to be willing to share who you are and your shortcomings. Yeah. That's not only in this regard, that's in every regard.
Yeah.
Until we could do that as a community, say, hey, I'm good at math, but I'm bad at English. We won't put you at the cashier and not at the, I don't know where they do English yet. We need to know who you are so we can properly assign you so that the community can work properly. And the things that need to be ironed out, the kinks that need to be ironed out about you, we need to know who you are, not to punish you, what they say at the jailhouse, to rehabilitate you.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
Well said, man. Well said. It's about not turning your back on your brothers, when they face dark times or done things that you don't deem acceptable, is teaching, having empathy, uplifting, and just, course correcting. I would, paraphrase, so that moving forward, I'm saying, you moving in the right way, the way a man should move. But yeah, for sure.
That's facts. And so on that next episode, we're gonna go ahead and break down the full story as to what I just shared with you guys. So definitely tap in. Stay tuned to the Heaven on Earth Society podcast.
Heaven on Earth.
What do we do here, bro? What is our...
hip hop, feel me? Hip hop culture, relationships, all that. You name it, this is where you can come in and get that real deal information that, you know what I mean? That you need for your spirit. Is gonna make you a better person. You're gonna learn. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna feel. You're gonna laugh. You know what I mean?
You're gonna cry. You're gonna share with a friend.
It's
because
gonna
you found the information so valuable.
Exactly. Exact conversation starters.
So go ahead and share this with anybody who you think might find it valuable. Like, subscribe,
comment.
Go to our YouTube, go to our Instagram, find us, stalk us day after day. Look for us wherever we may be, even if it's in public with our families.